Levels still okay. Scattered showers and thunderstorms late Thursday night, Friday, and Friday night. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Frey Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Air Comfort Service is proud to support Greater St. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Annie Frey Show. President Trump has been speaking all morning long. I think he's had 3 press conferences. He has been in Turkey, wrapped up the NATO thing, and really the highlight of what I have gleaned from what he said is we're kind of done with a peace deal here with Iran. Ceasefire ceased. There's a ceasefire. Which he didn't say, but I bet he wish he did.
Yeah, that would be great. It would be very memorable. Everybody in the country would remember it.
This is insight that you only get here at noon on 97.1 FM Talk. One of the stories, I think I heard this correctly, but one of the stories that President Trump told this morning during one of the press conferences is that Iran asked for like they're like a ceasefire, but we really mean it this time. They wanted to have their Khomeini funeral, whatever, celebration of life. They wanted to acknowledge and mourn their dead. And Trump said, yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. He kind of flippantly was like, we killed him, but we're like, sure. Mm-hmm. And if I heard this correctly, Trump said they agreed to it. They said, do your thing. We'll get back to business after you're done. And Iran started bombing during the ceremonies. You were Mr. You didn't like the hawkish nature of Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg. When he first came on, he was the one guy who was like, not going to work. This discussion, Kellogg would say, businessmen are not going to be able to orchestrate a deal on this. You can't rationalize, you can't negotiate with these people. You just can't do it. There's only one language that they understand. Force. And so he's been saying that for a while. And when Trump came out and he's like, we're going to get a deal. And he said so many times, Iran wants a deal so bad. I don't know what that means because it's not really what it feels like Iran is really going for. I don't think that this is the same thing, but I was having a conversation with my husband the day we did Who's the Best American Ever? And it was obviously George Washington, but we're like, we need 3 other options. And we started talking about the Revolutionary War and George Washington because my husband was talking about how unlikely it was that George Washington would win the war that he did. And he basically said, after he got his butt kicked in some battle, sorry, Jared, I don't remember what the name of it was. He got his butt kicked, and George Washington changed his philosophy to, we're never going to give up. We're not going to quit. It's not just about definitively winning. We're not going to lose. We will keep going, and we will not lose. Maybe this is why we were watching Hamilton as well, because one of the I said to Jared, I go, why did we win? It doesn't make sense to me that we would be these little guys who would be able to take on the king and the king's army. And I said to him, I go, did they just not take us seriously? He goes, they did not take us seriously. They never, that the king and Britain never actually fully committed to winning the war. And he said George Washington became determined we were not going to lose. We would keep fighting and keep fighting and keep fighting. And eventually the king, they'd be like, fine, whatever. And I asked my husband, we didn't really get into the details of it, but I'm like, I feel like this is kind of what Iran is trying to do with us. That Iran is in a position where, like, we'll just not lose. we'll just keep going. We'll find another bomb. We'll send another bomb. We're not gonna take down America, but we're not gonna lose, and we're not gonna give up, and we're not gonna stop. Which is why when I was asking him about why England would have allowed that to happen to the United States, I mean, the United States was not we weren't the United States, but the resettlement of people, we weren't a threat to anybody. So it's different, obviously, than Iran right now. It's like, we'd like to have a nuke. And we're already the state sponsor of terror globally. So then psycho people in the Iranian government end up getting the most powerful kind of weapon you have, and the whole situation changed. And as soon as the first nuke goes, they all go. It can't happen. Civilization will never be the same if it survives the first nuclear attack, because there will be a domino effect if that happens. So, of course, the details are different, but I was just kind of struck by my husband talking to me about our ability to beat a huge, foe at that point in time. But if, organized, financed military, that if England wanted to come in and just say, enough, they could have done that. But they didn't take it seriously enough, or they didn't take the American people, soon to be American people, seriously enough to know how they would just not give up. So going back to General Kellogg, who's been on the show, saying the same thing this whole time, he's like, you can't negotiate with these people. Even if you got a deal that you liked, you wouldn't be able to trust at all the fact that the Iranian government, whatever that looks like today, is going to follow through on anything that you've signed a deal on. It's worthless. So what has to happen? And I think that we need to learn the lesson of our past here and make sure that we take them seriously, because Iran's not in this to win. They're in it to never, ever lose. And by the way, Jared just texted, said it's the Battle of Brooklyn.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening in Florida, guys, in Eastern time. So let's not do what England did in this instance, where you have a nuclear desire on the other end of this conflict. And let's just finish the job and make sure that Iran knows, you could have played with us and we did everything, and I would say way more than we really needed to do to try to solve this in a civilized, democratic way. And you just didn't want to play ball. So, force.
I really believe two things have happened that we are overlooking. In fact, when Trump is interviewed about this, he says, well, Iran's not got nukes. But I think he's not even saying the biggest wins, which is, one, Iran has completely isolated itself now. They used to have a lot of friends in the Middle East. They still have a few semi-allies, but those relationships are very strained, and some people outright hate them now because Iran bombed them. The second is that Iran is going to make a lot less money because all the oil issues of the last 4 or 5 months have caused the infrastructure of the Middle East to be changing, and all those nations know, well, maybe we don't use the Strait anymore. And so it's going to cut Iran off from their money, and they're not going to be able to fund terror as much. These are two big long-term wins.
There is a huge resetting of the table because of what our president has been willing to do from a relationship standpoint between America and all these other countries, but all these other countries that are neighbors of Iran who are now in a position to be like, we don't have to deal with their crap anymore.
Exactly.
And why? It's because America's sitting over there ready to push the button. So I've been asking this question now maybe on the air for 2 weeks, and I'm always like, I don't know, it's a stupid question, but why do we need a deal? I don't know that we need a deal.
It's a good question.
To me, it's a lose-lose situation. We make a deal that is going to involve a certain level of compromise that politicos on our side of the ocean are going to be able to try to spin against the president, and Iran's not going to stick to it. So what are we doing? Just flex the muscle, tell them to behave, and if they don't behave, send them back to their room.
And everybody thinks, because we're self-centered, we're watching our own news, we're watching what's happened here, everybody thinks that
Speak for yourself.
We are being played by Iran, that they just are toying with us. I think it's the exact opposite, that we know they're not actually dealing. And so anytime they come to the table, we go, oh, sure, yeah, let's talk. Let's extend this thing out because we know that the long term hurts them real bad to continue down this road.
Let's listen into a little bit of what the president said today was this his last press conference that he just gave, the one that just wrapped here just shortly? Yep. Let's listen to the president as he's talking here. And my stuff is muted this time. Hold on a second. Mark Cox, I blame you. This is your fault.
Inflation. When the war started, they had like 6%, 5%. They want to make a deal, but they don't know how to make a deal, and then they go around shooting ships at night. I don't like that. You know, they're dealing with very fine people. They're dealing with Steve Witkoff. They're dealing with Jared Kushner and J.D. Vance, and they're dealing with Marco and Scott. They're dealing with great people, but I don't know. I think they're a little loco. They're a little crazy. But they told us they'd like to go to the funeral of a person who was killed a lot of people. Khomeini killed a lot of people over the years, and there for a long time. Don't forget, what we did should have been done 47 years ago. It could have been done any time within 40. This has gone on for. They were the bully of the Middle East, so they're a much different country now. In one day, all of their anti-aircraft things are gone. That doesn't mean they're not going to get a plane at some point, but all of it's gone. Everything's gone. Their leaders are gone. They had leaders, they're gone, and they had another set of leaders, they're gone. Now they have another set of leaders, they may be gone. Who knows? And you know what? I may be gone too, because I'm their number one target. It's out all over the place. I'm their number one because they're scum. That's the way they act, and that's the way they've done it for 47 years. But I'm doing what's right for the country. I'm doing really what's right for the world. They have to be stopped. And they've killed thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. They killed 52,000 protesters over the last 3 months. So when you say we're not doing well, I think we're doing phenomenally well. Our military has been incredible. Plus, we had a blockade. Did we have a blockade? Did you ever see a blockade work that way? You know, for you that said we're not doing well.
So when you listen to President Trump speaking about this, he doesn't seem worried to me. I do feel like he seems maybe a little annoyed.
Sure. Well, because this has not gone quickly.
No.
So I don't know that he realized getting into it that it would go this long. But I really do believe that now that they're in it, we have the top military minds in the world. Do you think that they're like,
times a billion?
Let's do a deal with Iran. I bet they'll keep it this time. Of course not. They know that.
Yeah.
They know the strategy.
We've asked this question a few times over the course of this conflict. This is a really funny song to go out on. We've asked this question a couple times because it really all boils down to, do you trust Trump? I trust Trump. Time to hit the post. We'll be right back. Kush Desai in the White House next. That's the funniest thing that's ever happened accidentally on this show. I'm never here. Can't fight this feeling.
Into the shore.
I've forgotten what I started
I started fighting for.
Anyway, that has nothing to do with point pest control. If you've got pests in your home, you need to get rid of them. You know that every time you see one of those bugs, if you've got ants, if you've got roaches, if you've got crickets, if you've got spiders, the spiders, that's why I call it point pest control. Give them a call, mention my name, and save an extra 10% on becoming a Premier Service Plan subscriber. I stand by my support of Point Pest Control because since I had them come to my home years ago, because we saw some wolf spiders, I'm always like, is that a brown recluse or a wolf spider? But I can't Google them because I can't look at them. No. So in my opinion, it's a tarantula and it needs to go. If you've got a pest problem in your home, please consider giving Point Pest Control the opportunity to free your home and your psyche from them. You'll be so glad you did. 636-798-0023, 636-798-0023, and mention my name and save an extra 10% on the top of the best deal they have going on right now. Point with an E, pointpestcontrol.com.
When it comes to selling your home, the agent you choose matters more than anything. Hey, it's Mark Cox. I'm with my friend and trusted realtor, Gloria Liu, Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Gloria, what should sellers really be looking for in an agent?
Thank you. You're going to select a realtor with a proven system. Someone who knows how to price your home right, create strong demand, negotiate for top dollar, and guarantee results. I see it all the time. Last year, hundreds of homes in St. Louis came off the market unsold and needed multiple price reductions. That's what happens when the right strategy isn't in place. I do things differently. My focus is to help you sell for the most money possible, not just to list your home and hope it sells. Plus, I even guarantee to sell your home for 100% market value, or I'll pay you the difference.
Make sure you choose the right agent the first time. Call the one I trust, Gloria Liu, 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession. It's time for you to get to know my friends at Lit Cigar Lounge in Chesterfield, where luxury meets comfort. Mark Cox here. They have a great selection of rare bourbons, whiskeys, craft cocktails, anything you like to drink, cold beer, premium hand-rolled cigars from the finest makers in the world, even private lockers that are available if you choose to. Perfect for date nights or business meetings, and live music every Friday night. Family owned and operated. Check them out in Chesterfield at the District. It's litstl.com.
When it comes to planning your retirement, there's a lot to think about. Portfolio management, tax planning, and retirement income just to get started. Steve All and his team at the All Financial Group focus on those things and more. Their goal is to help you achieve your goals. Call 636-230-8824 or online, yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IBW, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Steve All, NPN number 153-07419.
Nothing makes a gathering great like Eggland's Best Eggs. They're just so delicious with better nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's Best. Better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Annie Frey is St. Louis conservative.
What lesson do you hope they'll walk away from and think about you regarding this program, and do you think this will go down as one of, if not the signature policy achievements of your
I hope so. I think it will. I really believe it's going to be one. I think we've done a lot of great things, but I think this will be one of the top. It's going to teach children to be entrepreneurial as opposed to the threat of communism that you're seeing a lot. This is not social democrats, by the way. That's a beautiful, we're social democrats, they say. They're not social, they're communists. They want to destroy our country. We're not going to let that happen. But this helps, even from the parent standpoint. You know, they see their child getting richer and richer as the market goes up. If it goes down, they don't lose anything. They make money, they have money. But if it goes up, they can become actually rich. And the parents are going to be watching, and we're all going to be watching, and we're part of a very big and very beautiful game.
So President Trump speaking there from the White House a little bit earlier, maybe last week, when he was championing the Trump accounts. And you know that I have been shouting from the mountaintop to sign up for your Trump account for your kid and your grandkid right now. Stop what you're doing and sign up. Let's talk to the White House about it. Kush Desai joins us once again, Deputy White House Press Secretary, to talk to us about the progress so far of Trump accounts. Kush, welcome back. Good to have you with us.
Thanks for having me on again.
Of course. What's the, we're on the other side of them being open. Trump accounts are accessible, and now they're hot, and they're, you can invest in them right now. It's not just an idea that's in the future. They are real. They are here. They are now. How's the White House feeling about the potential of children all across the United States to be able to participate in compound interest over the course of a lifetime?
We feel very optimistic. I think this program, this initiative that the president has spearheaded with Trump accounts, has already been an enormous success. And I think we're just getting started here. We've had almost 7 million American children signed up. The vast majority of those from families making under $200,000 a year. So this is, real kids from working class and middle class families who are on the path to harnessing the power of compound growth to build wealth and start off life with a head start. I think the other bigger story here is that this is also a call to action by the president to the private sector, to entrepreneurs, to philanthropists, to corporations to do their part and invest in America's children. And I think you've seen a cascade of announcements from SpaceX, from Chipotle to Intel to so many other companies that are voluntarily contributing to the Trump accounts of their employees' kids. So you're seeing philanthropists like Ray Dalio, like the Dells, step up and contribute billions of dollars of their personal wealth to the Trump accounts of middle class kids. And so this is an astonishing success and something that I think is going to be a generational legacy for President Trump, but more importantly for America's children.
Kush, I'm thinking about President Trump's willingness in that clip we just played while he's standing in the White House surrounded by some very generous people who have contributed to the Trump accounts on the whole, like the Dells. And he decided in that moment to talk about communism and the, faux democratic socialism, which is the glittering way of saying, we're on our way to communism here in the United States of America, which is succeeding in big cities across the nation in some places. But Donald Trump has been speaking in the last 48 hours, it seems like extra, about the idea of communism. And what Trump accounts is doing, I've got all 4 of my kids signed up, from my 16-year-old down to my 5-year-old. What he has done with Trump accounts is created a way for big, rich corporations who are wildly successful because they're thriving in the United States of America to have the private sector elect to redistribute some of the wealth that they have in an arena of their choosing that's going to help America's children, which just shows to me that there is a smaller government, private sector way to give big money the opportunity to participate in a system that benefits our kids, Americans who can't really provide for themselves right now, without the government having to strong arm bulldoze into the situation and say, we're going to take your money and then we're going to provide you what we think that you need and nothing more. I mean, this is a really incredible way to incentivize the private sector to participate in the system, the way really, on the whole, I think leftists all over the country should be celebrating.
That's exactly right. I think Trump accounts, I think, from my point of view, is it's really the antidote to this growing wave of communism and socialism that you're seeing across the country. I think on the one hand, as you note, it's giving an avenue for some of the wealthiest and biggest corporations in America and individuals in America to voluntarily contribute to, again, middle and working class children. And Democrats have spent, I guess, years now saying, we should eat the rich and seize wealth and all these other things. And President Trump is getting the rich and wealthy to voluntarily give billions of dollars of their money to kids who most need it so that they can build wealth, using the power of compound growth and start off life with a head start. And if you were to get the government in, obviously this money would be wasted to go through multiple layers of bureaucrats and this and that. And this is a direct way for the private sector to come in and help America's children. But secondly, the point about communism, socialism, I think more importantly, Trump accounts, I think, are giving the next generation of America's children a direct stake in our country, in our economy, in capitalism. Right now, I think so many of these Democrats who are basically communists and socialists think that, when companies, when Elon Musk or SpaceX or Intel or whatever does well, that's just some rich fat cat somewhere. And I think it's important for America's children to realize, no, that could be your money growing too, because it's in your Trump account. You own these companies, you own part of the economy. And so I think it's giving kids a real skin in the game to ensure that, we turn the tide against communism, socialism, and stick with the capitalist society that has worked so tremendously over the past couple centuries.
Yeah. Deputy White House Press Secretary Kush Desai speaking with us right now. There is some criticism that I've seen oftentimes coming from the conservative right that maybe aren't directly attached to these Trump accounts. And I think it's a fair question that I'm going to present to you as somebody who's speaking on behalf of this administration. One person tweeted at me because I put out a whole thread of what are Trump accounts and why should you pay attention to them for your children, for your grandchildren? Someone says, so I pay for money for other people's babies. And another person tweeted at me, sounds like wealth redistribution to me. How does the White House respond to criticisms like that say that this is a government program taking other people's money and putting it into the accounts for children that don't belong to the people where the money came from? Is this counterintuitive to a fiscally conservative mindset that people expect a Republican president to have?
Absolutely not. Number one, look, this isn't money that's being used, as you were pointing out, that we're not deciding how this money gets used, deciding what food you eat, what clothes you wear, what sort of home you live in, or anything like that. It's simply to allow children to really have a stake in the game and learn that they should, that parents and families and children should save money and invest and have a stake in our capitalist society. But as far as like this being an economic conservative measure, I think the other important thing to note here is that, again, we have a lot of problems in our society because a lot of people don't have the savings. They don't start off. They start off adult life not only without a head start, but sometimes in the red. And when we have Trump accounts, what we're doing is setting up the next generation of American children so that when they start off adult life, they're not in the red. They actually have money. They have savings. They have a net worth, and so they're less likely to, for instance, have to resort to things like welfare, for instance, because they're starting off life with the head start that they can use to go to school, to buy a home, to start a business, and start off life in a way where, again, they're less likely to end up on things that really do cost the American people a lot of money, like various sorts of welfare schemes and such, when it's totally preventable.
Yeah, I think it's such an important opportunity, and people are going to be incredibly wise to participate in it for their children, for their grandchildren. But before I let you go, Kush Desai speaking with us right now, I do want to circle back to something that you said earlier. It was a call out to those businesses, to those philanthropists that exist in this country, going along with the anti-socialism, anti-wealth redistribution message that we've heard quite a bit here from the White House in the last week or so. I really think it's important to also mention if I am looking for a job and I'm good at my job and I've got 3 companies that I can work for, companies can now offer, just like healthcare benefits, just like a 401k match. Here is a new asset that can be in the quiver for employers, for these companies to say, this is the best place to work. So this actually does create a scenario where even if you're not somebody who has a Trump account for your baby or for your grandbaby, this still potentially creates a better work environment for you because it's another opportunity for big companies, small companies, anybody to say, we want you to work here. Here's another benefit that we're providing our workers based on the Trump account opportunities.
That's exactly right. It's an opportunity for, again, as you said, small businesses, medium-sized businesses, and big businesses alike. And I think, like you said, there's a lot of opportunities for companies to use this as another benefit option to entice some of the best and smartest workers to come work for them. And also, it's also, again, something within your community. I mean, look, if you're someone in your church, the way the app is designed, there's literally a QR code. You can literally scan it. And so honestly, if there's a nice kid down the block who mows your lawn for you, instead of giving him $20 to go buy some candy or something, he can put that $20 in his Trump account and let that money grow, let him see the value of his money grow over the years.
Yeah, it's such an opportunity. And I'm saying I've got the app open right now on my phone. Got Molly's profile up here. She's my 5-year-old. It is so simple to sign up for. It gets approved really fast. And I love the Trump account concept, Kush, but the usability of this program as a person that's a user end person, I am so wildly blown away that this government app is so functional. So well done to whoever put this together for Americans to use.
All the credit goes to the National Design Studio, led by a former co-founder of Airbnb, actually, who's brought some teams of the best brainiacs you can imagine. We're working day and night on these sort of government applications and software to make it as usable and friendly as possible.
It's awesome. Well, Kush Desai, thank you for being with us and for talking about this program. I'm a huge proponent of it. My 4 kids, like I said, signed up, and I'm just really excited for them to have this opportunity. And thank you to the Trump administration for making this a possibility.
Of course. Thanks for having me on.
Of course. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye. Kush Desai, Deputy White House Press Secretary. Follow him on X at Kush Desai 47, Desai. Always great to have the White House on with us to get an inside take on where the administration is positioned. And I do think it's an important conversation to have. I think it's a fair criticism. The ask of, why are we taking my money and putting it in someone else's account? I think long term that this is going to be an incredible solution to help people stay on their feet when, in my opinion, Social Security, certainly not as it is right now, Social Security is not going to be positioned in a way to provide for each individual kid the way that it needs to be. I don't think it's going to be there to provide for me the way that I really think it should be based on the amount of money that I've put into it. This gives you ownership over an investment that could dramatically change the lives of these kids as they get older. Accessible funds when you're 18, but if you just let it sit and you go with it, man, look at your retirement. By the time you get to be 55, 60, 65, it's an incredible opportunity. TrumpAccounts.gov, go sign up. All right, the YouTube poll, we're going to come back. Have you heard of biohacking? This is a crazy thing. Biohacking and looks maxing. I'm sorry that my generation has to name everything stupid names, but here we are. So we're going to discuss biohacking and our YouTube poll question today. Do you want to live forever? Yes or no? Big question. Think about it. Vote at youtube.com/@AnnieFrey or find Annie Frey on the YouTube app. And in the live chat of today's live broadcast, you can vote. Text us as well your thoughts at 314-241-9797. We'll be right back. HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com, 314-271-9900. That's 314-271-9900. I was talking with Matt Hayes, the owner of Home Shield Foundation Repair, this morning, and I just really want you to know that Matt Hayes is a guy you can trust. Now, if you've got a service that you need, foundation repair service that you need done with your house, obviously you want to go with someone who's going to do great work. Matt Hayes does that. His team does that. He's got an incredibly loyal team at Home Shield Foundation Repair waiting to take your call. But also, it's not just about the big, huge, we've got to pretty much restore the entire foundation of our home or church or whatever it might be. I want you to know that if you've got uneven concrete, stuff that's settled, cracked and settled, and now it's a hazard, you can't use that sidewalk the way you're supposed to, you're afraid mom and dad are going to come over and trip, this is a one-day solution. And it's polyjacking, which uses a polyurethane foam, injects it under the concrete, levels it out, 5-year warranty, you're good as gold. Trust this locally owned family business, Home Shield Foundation Repair. Meet Matt Hayes and see what I'm talking about for yourself. You'll be glad you did. 314-271-9900, HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
Things in Washington, D.C. may seem unsettled at times by their lack of progress, but one department in the U.S. government is progressing. That is the IRS. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. The IRS is in full function to collect on unpaid taxes. If you've been putting off a tax problem, it's time to call the Lance Story Law Firm and get it resolved. Don't think the government is too busy to focus on my issues. Too many of my clients thought the same. So if you owe back taxes or haven't filed returns in years, it's time to call the Lance Story Law Firm and finally resolve your tax issues. Remember, if you have tax problems, you have legal problems. Call the Lance Story Law Firm. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Or call 314-260-6120 or visit LanceStoryLaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
If you're considering an annuity as part of your retirement plan, we need to talk. Hi, I'm Bob Stockdale, Senior Vice President Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money Saturday mornings at 11 on 97.1 FM Talk. Annuities can be a useful tool for some retirement investors, but not all annuities are created equal. Every week, we meet clients who own complex annuities that don't suit their needs and, in some cases, actively undermine their retirement plan. Before you purchase an annuity, get a second opinion from the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel. Requesting a consultation is free of charge. To request a free consultation, contact us at clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member NYSE and SIPC.
Today's question, the YouTube live chat poll, is a yes or no. Do you want to live forever? Yes or no? Let us know. And then, interpret that question as you like. We're seeing a lot of comments and a lot of different ways to approach that question. So let us know what you think. It is 12:37. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
From O'Fallon, Missouri to O'Fallon, Illinois. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
This song reminds me a lot of middle school, I think. I don't know. Do you remember the song from the day back in?
No, I remember it. I don't have any sort of fond or particular memory of it, no.
I don't know that this She's So High by Tal Bachman.
Tal Bachman?
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I've ever heard that name.
This is what it sounds like in the inside of a middle school girl's head.
Okay.
When she's like walking around thinking about her crush. Like she's thinking that he's thinking, she's wanting him to be walking around singing this really pretty song that makes you want to like walk around a field in golden hour.
Okay. Yeah, this sounds like a soundtrack to She's All That or something, right?
Yeah, no, but yes, I hear you. I hear you on that one. So we're talking in the poll today. Do you want to live forever? Yes or no? And I can't get over this idea of biohacking. Biohacking and looks maxing, two words that are out there. I think this is like TikTok-y.
Yeah.
I don't have TikTok yet. This is a Yahoo story from Monday by Benedict Smith. Take that for what you will. A multimillionaire who made it his life's mission to defeat death. Wait for it. Has been diagnosed with an incurable autoimmune disease.
Ooh, would not have seen that coming.
Brian Johnson, the self-declared biohacker who used blood transfusions from his teenage son in his quest for eternal youth, has revealed he suffers from a condition known as autoimmune gastritis. Quote, "My stomach is eating itself," he posted on social media. Mr. Johnson said he hoped to, quote, solve the disease, which occurs when the body's immune system attacks healthy stomach lining cells, but admitted it was incurable. Symptoms include anemia caused by shortage of vitamin B12 and an increased risk of cancer in the inflamed tissue. Mr. Johnson said he had been diagnosed with the condition in May. Although he was unsure when it developed, he claimed it had happened sometime between childhood when he ate sugary cereals and fast food and when he let his health, quote, slip and gained weight after his early 20s. AIG causes irreversible damage, nutritional deficiency, anemia, and over a long horizon, elevated cancer risk. When AIG is discovered today, Standard Medical Care concedes defeat, stating that nothing can be done except managing the condition, no matter how awful or lethal the effects. The 48-year-old later said he was undergoing blood testing to decode, quote, 1 million immune cells and work out which were attacking the lining of his stomach. How do you feel about that?
So his stomach is eating itself.
Yes.
And he is attributing that not to the biohacking. He's attributing it to eating cereal when he was in his 20s.
And fast food.
And fast food. And yet here I am in my mid-40s eating basically just cereal and fast food.
And kicking CF's butt.
And winning. And I'm not biohacking at all. Or maybe you could say I am.
Maybe you're onto something here. Have you looked into the Reese's diet?
It's the preservatives.
It's right. If you eat enough preservatives, it's just going to hold you in place.
I feel like the pursuit of living forever would just be a constant descent into sorrow.
Yeah, you're not going to win.
And if your whole life is dedicated to not dying and you die, I mean, you're not around to be bummed about it, but...
Yeah. Yeah, I don't get the... I mean, it's
not like the only way that you die is through deteriorating biology.
Yeah, you could just get hit by a car.
Yeah.
Like, biohacking is not going to miss that. or it's not going to help you with it if you're like, oh, shoot, the light was red. But, overall, the healthy pursuit of a life is admirable. It takes a lot of discipline that most of us don't have. And so this guy was able – but the other thing, though, is the TikTok trends and the word biohacking and whatever the other one was, Freemasonry, whatever it was.
Looks maximum. Freemasonry.
Whatever that is, it takes a lot of money to do a lot of this stuff. Because you got to buy the perfect food all the time. You almost have to have a personal assistant to be preparing it for you, or that's your life. One of the two. You have to either have to make it your entire life, and every hobby that you have is centered around it, and everything you do is centered around it, or you have to be very wealthy. One of the two.
I feel like the vanity involved in that. I mean, if you were going to test the powers that be or the power that be, acting like you're going to defeat death. I just feel like I'm thinking if it were me in that situation, or if it were me, Dad, if it were me in that situation and I was successfully biohacking, you would die in the most ironic, uncontrollable, accidental way. You'd be testing the fates.
Yeah. You'd be like running a blender and then the ceiling beams would fall in on you. It's not even related to the blender.
In a skyrise in downtown Manhattan, just sitting in your apartment, and then all of a sudden they're like, the walls are caving in.
Yeah. It wouldn't be anything that you did. It wasn't like you even overloaded the circuit. Like, it had nothing to do with the blender. It was just an I-beam that came loose and smashed your head in. I agree. I just don't know how you can think that you're going to tempt fate like that. I think because these people are kind of eccentric, probably millionaire, billionaires. I don't know his situation, but I get the sense that he's probably very wealthy.
I don't know him specifically either, but I also wonder if he's actually biohacking or it's just his influencer ruse.
That's what I was going to say, is that you put the name on it, and then all of a sudden it's like your identity, and you're going to try to make money on it, and you think that you've come up with something new because you called it biohacking, when ultimately everybody's always trying to cheat death.
I'm going to put my spin on that because that's not the route that I was taking it. I was just thinking you're doing it for clicks and views.
I was going to say that too because I am quicker to that than you are.
Hey, Jerry. Looks maxing, the other word that we were talking about, according to the AI overview on Google, an online subculture and practice, primarily among young men, focused on radically maximizing one's physical attractiveness. The trend spans from conventional self-care, skincare, and exercising to extreme measures, cosmetic surgery, and dangerous viral fads. See looks maxing influencer Ryan Wiggins. Man, I appreciate the humor that was just delivered to the two other people in the room on the radio.
No, it was to the camera.
Yeah, I know.
It was to the camera.
All right, another 100.
It was a good opportunity.
There is a suggestion that the effort to looks max and biohack is a return to hypermasculinity because these guys want to look like men. And I think that this is the most chick thing that they've ever done, is to be like, let me primp and trim and plump and whatever.
Yeah.
No.
Because biohacking doesn't involve back hair at all. Like, you don't see...
Are we in an education situation here right now? Are you telling us?
I read this on the internet.
It's a big world.
That when you biohack, you also have to shave all of your body and tan and look really good because then people won't click your site.
Yeah, I don't know if you can just search it on the Annie Frey YouTube channel, but you should go watch the video of when Hannah and I put self-tanner on Ryan. It was a treat. Wiggins America next. Food-related phrases to avoid with children. It's always the first time I read it. It's right here live with you. We'll be right back. Stewart's American Mortgage is very excited to bring back and extend that opportunity for you right now. If you are looking to purchase a new home and get a 30-year loan, folks that are looking to get a new home and a 30-year loan, you can use the bagel loan, which comes with no closing costs, but they are offering you, once you close for the first year of your new loan, a 1% discount on your rate for that first year. The savings are significant. So if you reach out to Stewie right now at 314-324-4440, 314-324-4440, you're going to get connected directly with Stewie. That's his cell phone number. So you can text him right now and say, Annie says something about a bagel loan. What can you do for me? He can close in less than 2 weeks. So if you're shopping for a new home and you want to lock in that rate that's 1% lower for the first year, now's the time to call because it won't last forever. He just extended it because they had such success with it. You should be included as well. Contact Stewie at 314-324-4440. Google the bagel loan, NMLS number 226715.
Ryan Wiggins here with 97.1 Talk in Action for this month. Stop by the Mission Depot in High Ridge on Saturday, July 18th from 9 to 2. New suits, on-site hiring, VA benefits assistance, and free hot dogs. Learn more at 971talk.com/events.
Well, I'm sure you're aware, I guess you can all imagine, that not only are we busy, but other reputable companies are also just as busy, if not busier, and it's only going to get worse. So if you know, I know this is tough, but if your system has not been keeping up with your house for just not this year, but last year, the year before, and even the year before that, if you want to quit doing it and just get it done, just call me, Bart Inman. And it's one easy number, the easiest of numbers that sometimes I forget. So write it down. 314-293-2600, Missouri and Illinois. Or on the internet, bartinman.com. That is Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
License number GL250000615.
You're cooking dinner. The lights go out. You flip the breaker and forget about it.
But what if it keeps tripping?
Trips once, your breaker's doing its job. Keeps tripping? That's a warning. Bad wiring or something worse.
Do people just keep flipping it?
Most do, until they can't anymore.
Call Grasser. We'll stop the trip.
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeservices.com.
Your home is your sanctuary. Get the peace of mind you deserve with a free estimate on a Generac home standby generator from Generator Supercenter. They're the nation's #1 Generac generator dealer. With expert installation and 24-hour monitoring, Generator Supercenter won't leave you in the dark. Financing is available. Take control of your power today with Generator Supercenter of St. Louis. Call 314-499-2020. That's 499-2020 or GeneratorSuperCenterofStLouis.com. That's GeneratorSuperCenterofStLouis.com.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Wiggins! Oh! Wiggins! All right, this is a way to look max. But your emotions.
Emotions, Max? Okay, I can
Emotions,
see that.
Max.
Looks max your emotions.
So these are food-related phrases.
You should totally open a influencer account where you're giving Luke's maxing advice.
Okay.
That would be great.
Just from your current lifestyle.
And I will stick with it. I will do it for several years. Every day.
You make the videos, I will upload them to our channel.
Okay.
14,000 subscribers ready to improve their lives.
14,000 subscribers, 14,000 videos. That is what I'm committing to right now.
Put it on the board.
Also, I'm drunk. Don't listen to anything I say.
Really,
the rest of this whole show.
I gave you a coffee this morning.
And there was something in that, I could tell. So these are 4 food-related phrases that a child psychologist is begging parents and grandparents to stop saying because it has to do with body image. Now, I think some of this is overblown.
All right.
However, I do think there is something to it, and addressing it is important.
Is one of them, are you going to eat that?
No. I do want to read the first sentence of this whole article, though, because it introduces you to the concept of food. As humans, we all need nourishment, and we get that from the food we consume.
Okay. Obligatory question. What is your source?
Parade. So, to the content, it says that phrases that we should avoid when we're talking about food with children. And I stress that even if you do consider these things, and I do think some of this is important, it's not something that you have to be really, really rigid about. I think people get trapped in that sometimes. But the first one is food, labeling food as having morals, saying something is good or bad. Think of foods as simply different options.
Yeah, I think that's a healthy mindset. Ice cream isn't bad. Eating the gallon of ice cream is bad.
Yes.
Broccoli isn't inherently good. It also doesn't taste good. I actually like broccoli. It's really your application to it. Think of this like gun control. The gun needs an operator to make the thing good or bad. It's on you.
That's a great way of putting it, because a
Only
lot of times
on this show do we have to explain that through
guns.
The Second Amendment.
But it's easy to do because, and with kids, and we'll do this as adults too, we'll think, oh, if I eat that food, I am good. Or if I eat that food, I am bad.
I've had to go through a lot of that, having babies and gaining a bunch of weight and
Yeah.
needing to lose a bunch of weight, which I'll tell you is why with the GLP-1s that I'm on at Infinite Vitality, I have been able to shed the poor emotional relationship that I have with food and feeling bad about myself all the time because I feel like I'm never making good decisions.
Yeah, they say that's one of the nicest side effects to GLP-1s. The next one is making dessert a goal. They're saying that's not a good idea.
Or a reward.
Or a reward. Similar to giving food moral labels, this only makes it seem like desserts are only a goal, and you only deserve a treat if you do something. It creates a kind of rocky relationship. These are almost impossible to avoid. So I'm not saying that we don't do these too, but it's just sort of an idea because you're passing these sort of values on when you talk about it in these ways. The next one is comments on how your kids are eating. The psychologist says, try not to comment on your child's eating habits with phrases like, you ate so much or you barely touched your food. These can make kids feel self-conscious about their choices. Again, I think some of these are overblown, but I do think those first two especially are things to think about because you're adding morality to food in a way that some people can kind of take in an unhealthy direction.
I think also too that if you're having these conversations with your kids, if they're eating too much, you need to parent them and be like, you need to draw this back a little bit. If they're not eating enough, you need to figure out how to get them to eat more.
Yeah.
But it should be something that is an aid to them, not a psychological warfare situation for them.
Again, I'll add with this last one that I do all these things. So I'm not like casting judgment, but it'll say using the term picky eater as a label. Let's steer clear of calling your child a picky eater. Instead, say something like, you're someone who likes to check things out before trying them. It basically keeps them from thinking of themselves as a certain way to keep their mind open in the future and not say, oh, well, I'm always like that, because you don't have to always be the same way.
Yeah. I think a relationship with food is something that is a very difficult thing to maintain in a healthy way over the course of a lifetime.
Yeah.
And growing up in the 80s and the 90s, I don't know that we ate food.
No, I'm not sure we did either.
Everything we ate was what caused Mr. Biohacker Looksmaxer to apparently have a stomach that's eating itself right now. I do often wonder how much of the plague of health problems that our generation has, much to RFK Jr.'s respect, would be better if we were actually just eating real food.
Yeah.
Deroy Murdock and Cons from Barstool in the 1 o'clock hour. Don't go away.
You feel it every time you check out. Prices up, paychecks stretched, families squeezed. That's why Ann Wagner's fighting to get government off your back and out of your way. Wagner passed the largest tax cut in American history, expanded child tax credits, ended taxes on tips, overtime, and Social Security. And Wagner is working to lower costs so families keep more of their hard-earned money. But Ann Wagner knows delivering for Missouri means more than just protecting their wallets. It means protecting our streets as well. That's why Wagner fought to secure our border, deport dangerous illegal aliens, partner with law enforcement, and put predators behind bars and off our streets so our neighborhoods and communities stay safe. Because real effective leadership protects what matters most: your money, your family, your safety. Ann Wagner for Congress.
I'm Ann Wagner, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Ann Wagner for Congress.
Imagine this, a summer evening, relaxing under a beautiful porch overhang, hosting your friends on a composite deck, or enjoying a bug-free breeze in a screened room. That sounds dreamy, right? Hi, it's Kim, and that dream can be your reality with Lakeside Renovation and Design, because they specialize in creating outdoor spaces that make your backyard the go-to spot for family and friends. And with their attention to detail and the high-quality materials they use, you'll have a space that lasts for years. Visit lakesideRD.com today to get started on your outdoor oasis.
Gentlemen, Mark Cox here. When's the last time you actually felt like yourself? Victory Men's Health specializes in hormone optimization, sexual health, weight loss, and longevity. It's built for everyday men who just want to feel better and perform their best. They already have offices in Town and Country, Sunset Hills, O'Fallon, Missouri, and O'Fallon, Illinois. They're about to open a new location in Glen Carbon very soon. It's a higher standard of care just waiting for you. Learn more at victorymenshealth.com.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Your coffee would never get cold. Your flight would always be on time. And your mattress would always respond to you and your unique sleep needs. Sleep Number mattresses are designed to respond to your body and shift with your changing life, helping you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number. To a good life sleep.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777.
Or no deal. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. President Trump says Iran's latest leaders appear to be more rational, but that he thinks negotiating with them may be a waste of time.
And I think more than anything else is I got to know him. And I'm not sure I want to make a deal with him. We can play games, but I'm not sure I want to make a deal. Let's just finish the job.
Wrapping up a NATO summit in Turkey, the president also says the U.S. may hit Iran again tonight after strikes last night in response to attacks on commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz. But he's steering clear of any suggestion of full-blown conflict, telling reporters whatever happens will happen quickly. A federal judge just ruling that author E. Jean Carroll can be paid in her civil case against the president, who before his re-election was found liable for sexually abusing her in 1996 and defaming her after she went public with the allegation.
Lawyers for President Trump say he can't pay E. Jean Carroll the $5 million civil judgment she was awarded because proceedings are still pending before the Supreme Court. The president is asking the court for a rehearing. Last month, the court declined to hear his appeal, leaving intact the 2023 jury verdict that stemmed from Carroll's successful assault lawsuit against Trump.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers, no word yet on a possible rehearing by the high court. A now former Wisconsin judge gets no time behind bars after ushering a Mexican immigrant out of her courtroom, evading ICE agents.
Former Milwaukee County Judge Hannah Dukin is spared a prison sentence, even probation, receiving only a $5,000 fine after jurors convicted her last year of obstructing federal immigration agents for helping an illegal immigrant. In her court on a battery charge, dodged the ICE agents. Federal prosecutors sought over a year prison sentence, arguing that Dugan abused the authority of her office to interfere with federal law enforcement.
Fox's Jeff Bonasso, Dugan telling the judge she's just a public servant trying to maintain the decorum and safety of the courtroom. America is listening to Fox News.
Point! Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace! You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
You're great at protecting your data, but lots of places could still expose you to identity theft.
I thought it was safe.
If that happens, LifeLock gives you a US-based restoration agent who will stick by your side from start to finish. Phone calls, filing documentation, preparing insurance claims, your agent handles it all. In fact, we're so confident restoration is guaranteed or your money back. Isn't it nice to have someone like that on your side? Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
It's a good-looking Wednesday afternoon, at least for July by our standards. Sunny skies, still relatively comfortable humidity levels, and 88. Tonight, clear skies, nice evening, 73 for the overnight low. Thursday, partly sunny. It's a little hotter Thursday afternoon, 93, but the humidity level's still okay. Scattered showers and thunderstorms late Thursday night, Friday, and Friday night. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Frey Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Air Comfort Service is celebrating 56 years of residential and commercial service, maintenance and installation, and heating and cooling systems. Get in your comfort zone. AirComfortService.com.
Annie Frey, Ryan Wiggins, Brad Ray.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride. What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. The YouTube poll for today, we're asking you, do you want to live forever? Yes or no? And this is an important poll question right now. While there is a whole trend that has to do with looks maxing and biohacking, people are actually out there trying to live forever. Do you want to live forever? You can go vote on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. Let's listen to this clip here. The Save America Act is still something, certainly, that a lot of people in the Republican Party are looking for this Senate to pass, and they haven't done it yet. And the question is, can they even get it done if they focus their whole effort on it? Here's Scott Pressler.
I will say I do have faith in Speaker Johnson. As you mentioned, the House of Representatives has already passed the Save America Act 3 separate times, and Speaker Johnson has already indicated they may even vote on it a 4th time. And while we were not able to coalesce on this rule, I have no doubt that upon returning from the Independence Day holiday, that the House is going to get back to work. And I say, attach it to FISA, attach it to NDAA, attach it to Budget Reconciliation 3.0. Do whatever it takes to get the Save America Act passed.
So Scott Pressler, very dedicated to this and has been a champion of it, but so are a lot of other people. And let's be real, the things that are involved in the Save America Act, they're 80-20 issues. It's a bipartisan crisscross every demographic that you want to. And Americans want this to pass. And Deroy Murdock is another one of those who does as well. Nationally syndicated columnist, Project 21 ambassador, and Fox News contributor Deroy Murdock joins us once again. Welcome back to the show, Deroy. Thanks for being with us today.
Annie, great to talk to you.
So the Save America Act, it's not done yet. I don't even know if it's close to being done yet. I don't understand what's going on in the Senate because this seems like a wildly popular collection of measures to secure our elections and to bring common sense back to Americans' everyday lives.
Well, you're absolutely right about that. And one of the things that I find very frustrating, and it should frustrate you and our listeners, is that you're at work, I'm at work, all of our listeners, or most of them, I imagine, have wrapped up our 4th of July breaks and, had our fireworks and hot dogs and all that. And now we're back at work. And guess where the U.S. Senate is? The U.S. Senate is on day 14 of an 18-day vacation. These guys take so much time off. And, it'd be one thing if they passed the Save America Act, President Trump signed it, they could say, all right, we're going to go kick back and relax. But we get these excuses from John Thune and from John Cornyn, the leader of the two leaders of the GOP in the U.S. Senate, saying, we can't do the Save America Act. We're busy with the judicial nominations. We've got budget things to deal with. We've got the FISA reform for getting search warrants for people in intelligence cases, and we're just too busy for it. All right, well then, why aren't they right now? They're right now voting on these things because they're off at the beach. They're out hanging out out at home. Maybe they're overseas, wherever they are. They're not at work like 95% of the American public or 100% of the public who've got jobs today. Most people are working today. It's a working day, and the Senate's not there, and they're not going to be there till next Monday. So this is extremely irritating to me, and I really wish that the Senate would show up and focus on this and get this done. If this means they've got to do a standing filibuster, that's fine. We keep hearing, they need 60 votes in order to break the filibuster. That's not true. They've already gotten to the point where they can debate this. It's already gotten to the point of consideration. It can be stopped from even getting onto the floor with 60 votes. The House Senate over is a privileged resolution, which means they only need 50 votes to move to consider it. Now what they need to do is get to the conclusion of all the speeches by the Democrats. Every Democrat gets to give 2 speeches. Some of these guys will, like Cory Booker, will probably talk for 24 hours. But others of these folks are too old and tired to do that. They won't talk that long. And once every senator who wants to has given 2 speeches, then they can move on to a vote. And then you only need 50 votes to win. And if you do that, J.D. Vance comes in and breaks the tie, and the Save America Act passes. So this can be done if John Thune and company will show up and do their bloody jobs and stop giving us excuses and start working on saving America's elections and not working on their tans.
I just am looking at some of these senators that are really trying to make a bigger name for themselves on their way out the door because they were primaried and they lost. So there's something that their constituents don't like about a certain handful of these senators, about the direction they're going. There's something about them that suggests, we wish you would have taken a different tact and maybe we would have continued to support you in Louisiana, Carolina, or Texas. And they are using the Save America Act as a way to stick it to Donald Trump. I mean, I can't think of a more self-centered act on your way out the door when the voters kicked you out because you weren't supporting Donald Trump enough. I mean, I feel like this is legacy killing stuff for some of these Republican senators who won't play ball with their constituents and what they want.
You're right about that. And if this were something that were a 50-50 kind of proposition, half the country likes it, half the country hates it, well, I could see, all right, let's not stick our necks out over something that half the country hates. You look at the support for voter ID, the support for making sure that people who vote are U.S. citizens and not foreign citizens, making sure that vote rolls are up to date and don't have people who've moved away or people who've died, the ultimate move away, if you will, and also that we limit mass mail-in ballots or mail-in ballots, go from mass to limited to people who are either sick, disabled, military deployment, or they're away for business or away for school, studying in another state or something like this. Fine. If you're in those situations, then great, cast a mail-in ballot, but not this business you have in states like California and New Jersey where everybody in the voter rolls gets ballots. They float around all over the place. The ballot hustlers pick them up and they get dropped off, a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks later, and then all of a sudden you see these people Republicans who appear, like Spencer Pratt did in Los Angeles, appear to be number 2 and be in the runoff, and over the next week or so, the magic ballots, as I call them, come in, and their leads disappear, and pretty soon, oh my God, wow, look, it looks like the Democrat won. We see this over and over and over again, and this terrible decision the Supreme Court made last week only makes this worse because Amy Coney Barrett, to everyone's astonishment, wrote the majority opinion saying the states can go ahead and accept ballots after Election Day. And in California, it's 7 days. In other states, it's 14 days after the elections close, after the polls close. And in like Illinois, for example, a state where you live, is 14 days. Washington State to 21 days, 3 weeks after the election. And in this year, that would be November 26th. That means ballots can show up and be counted 2 days before Thanksgiving. This is insanity. Yeah. What kind of country are we living in where you can have ballots show up 3 weeks after election? Oh, look, here's a ballot 2 days before Thanksgiving. Let's count this. And, you might have a Republican who's ahead, and all of a sudden these late arriving ballots come in, and guess what? The Republican lost, the Democrats get in. And this is exactly how the Democrats could take the House. I'm very deeply concerned about this. The other way to fight this, if we're going to have these ballots floating in late, is to limit the supply of them coming in the first place by limiting them to, again, people who are overseas, militarily deployed, people who are studying out of state, people who are away for business or travel or whatever, people who are sick, people who are disabled. Those people can cast absentee ballots, not the millions and millions who get thrown around in places like California, places like Clark County, Nevada, which is a swing state, in other states, 14 different states where these mass mail-in ballots can drift in drift in after Election Day. So that's what one of the yet another reason for passing the Save America Act is this terrible decision the Supreme Court had last week.
We're speaking with Fox News contributor and nationally syndicated columnist Deroy Murdock. I mean, I'm thinking to myself about this moment in time right now, while we are uniquely positioned, even though it is a tough putt, to get this Save America Act passed, to get the fortitude and have it be done before we get to the midterms, and the midterms will bear out what they bear out, but also in conjunction with a new census coming in 2030 and some of the redistricting that has taken place already. The Republicans do have a little bit more of an edge than they initially thought. And somebody said to me, actually, it was a Thomas Massey tweet that someone shared with me and was talking with me about. He's like, he said he would vote for the Save America Act, but he found it a little ironic that we were having to do that when the Republicans control the House and the Republicans control the Senate and the Republicans control the White House, suggesting that, like, how much cheating can there really be when the Republicans have the majority and the power in both branches of government? Does the simple presence of a Republican majority suggest that Republicans are complaining about something that doesn't exist?
No, not at all, because the cheating that goes on doesn't happen in Washington, D.C. on the Senate floor and the House floor. This happens all across the country in places very often where Republicans are not in control. In California, you see these ballots being dropped off. You don't have to say who you are. You can take a big stack of 50 or 100 ballots, say, hey, okay, here's some more ballots. Please count these. I go, thanks very much. We'll count them. They don't know who you are. They don't know if you fill these out in your basement. They don't know if you pick them up legitimately from proper voters. Do you pick them up from a nursing home where, unfortunately, the people might be 95 to 96 years old and they think they're voting for Harry Truman or for FDR and not for whoever's on the ballot at the time? There have been cases where people have filled these out on the behalf of demented seniors, which is a disgusting thing to do. This kind of thing doesn't happen on the Senate floor or the House floor. This happens across the country. So Thomas Massey should understand that. And even if he thinks that, look, as long as we have Republicans in control of the House and the Senate and the White House, there won't be any vote fraud. Well, after November of this year, who knows if we're going to have control of the House, the Senate, and the White House. We may not. We may have control of the White House and maybe one House of Congress, maybe neither House of Congress. And if that's the case, then those conditions he's describing vanish. Save America Act goes absolutely nowhere. And instead what you're going to have is the states feeling free to engage in this kind of skullduggery and nonsense. And another aspect of this, I've said when we've discussed this topic, it's not just the corruption, it's the appearance of corruption. So even if you have, like in California, where these ballots can come in for a week after the polls close, or Washington State 21 days, when you have elections and nobody knows who the winner is for 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 14 days, whatever it is, people think, you know what, they're in back stuffing the ballot. They're burning ballots for Republicans. They're stuffing with Democrat ballots. That may be happening, but even if it doesn't happen, even if everything's honest, everyone's above board, nobody's doing anything inappropriate, it's all pristine and gorgeous, the mere fact that you don't know who the winner is by 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning after the election leads people to think, you know what, some funny monkey business is going on. And as long as people believe that, whether it's true or not, if they just believe it, then people's sense of faith and credibility and belief in our elected leaders starts to evaporate. And then things start to fray and things really start to unravel. So, we want to fight corruption here, but we also want to fight the appearance of corruption, because the mere appearance of corruption alone corrodes our institutions.
So, Deroy, is it going to happen? Are the Republicans going to get this done? Ultimately, that's the question everyone's asking. All the sausage-making dirty details that lead into this moment. Do you think that they'll actually get it done?
I think they can if they focus. I think putting this bill into reconciliation 3.0, along with a lot of other good stuff like lowering the capital gains tax, taking the state savings from Doge and making them permanent law, taking a lot of President Trump's executive orders and turning them into statutes, which are much harder to reverse. Put all that together, put the Save America Act, and in order for Save America Act to stick in reconciliation, it has to have some kind of a fiscal impact. So you could put in there money to help states implement the Save America Act. Here's some money to help you put in the systems you need to make this thing work. Here's money to help you hire more people to make sure the vote rolls are accurate and correct, et cetera. That's fine. And if you have a fiscal impact related to the Save America Act, it's a lot easier for it to stay inside reconciliation. And if that's the case, you don't need 60 votes, you only need 50. And that'll make it a lot easier to get it onto President Trump's desk. So that should have been done before in Reconciliation 2.0. But again, John Thune, who seems to have a mind the size of a thimble, said, hey, let's have a microscopic reconciliation bill with just money for Border Patrol and for TSA. And he had the opportunity to put this in there and didn't. And so here we are, approaching the middle of July, trying to get this thing through. And I think it's wonderful that Speaker Johnson is trying to do it this way through Reconciliation 3.0, if that's what it takes. But, I think the Senate can do this if they sit down and focus. And also, as I said before, show up and do their jobs. Don't stop with the 18-day vacations. They say, we only have, 35 legislative days to the election. Well, there's nothing in the Constitution that says that. This is not written in stone. John Thune can say, we had 35 legislative days. Guess what, folks? We're going to have 60. We're going to cancel these long breaks. We're going to sit here. We're going to work 6 days a week. You get Sunday off. We're back on Monday. We're going to keep working on this until we pass this bloody thing. I wish that John Thune had the gumption of somebody like Harry Reid. I didn't like most of what Harry Reid did, but Harry Reid was a tough guy when he was the Senate Democrat leader. And guess what date the Senate voted to implement or to approve Obamacare? They voted on Christmas Eve. After that vote, people were able to go home for Christmas. If John Thune were in charge, it probably would have left, taken off for Christmas on Black Friday.
Well, I think the task is clearly set out for the Senate. The House obviously has been willing to play ball here multiple times over. And I think voices like yours and the articles that you're writing that people can read as well at the Daily Signal are important for people to stay in tune to know that this issue is still an important one. It's still doable, but the pressure has to be on. And Deroy, you certainly are bringing that pressure. And we appreciate you doing that here with us today.
You bet. Great talk to you again, Annie.
You as well. Take care.
Okay.
Bye-bye. Deroy Murdock, nationally syndicated columnist, Project 21 ambassador, and Fox News contributor. We'll take a quick break here at the YouTube poll. We want to know from you, do you want to live forever? You can go to the YouTube channel and vote in the live chat portion of today's live broadcast. You can also text us your thoughts at 314-241-9797. At 1:30 in about 10 minutes right now, we're going to speak with Cons from Barstool. I love Barstool. It is what it is, and I'm a fan of it. And he wrote an article months ago, and we finally got a contact with him. And his article is, Report, Parents Getting Drunk at Little League Baseball Games and Harassing Umpires All Across America is the latest stain on youth sports culture. We're going to talk with Cons from Barstool in 10 minutes. Keep it right here on The Annie Frey Show.
Let's take a break.
Good idea.
Hey, Tom, what are you doing on that Amendment 4?
We fought for our freedom and rights. I'm not giving them away without a fight.
4 takes them?
That's exactly what 4 does. For over 100 years, Missouri voters have used our constitutional power to act when the politicians refused. I'll be darned if I'm voting to pass on less freedom and power to my kids.
And doesn't 4 kill majority rule?
Yep, creates minority rule, where just 5% of statewide voters in one district can block any citizen-led reform, making it nearly impossible to pass citizen-led ballot measures.
That's just dumb.
And when the politicians refuse to act, we've used citizen-led ballot measures to pass some big stuff, like lobbyist reforms, term limits for career politicians, and outlawing tax hikes without voter approval.
I'm not surrendering my power and rights to a bunch of politicians and lobbyists. I'm no on Amendment 4.
Hard no on 4.
Pay 4 buttons or inch, prepare governance.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands or balance issues, call us at Comprehensive Integrated Health today for a nerve damage screening. The screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 636-538-5188. That's 636-538-5188 for your free nerve damage screening. 636-538-5188.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-887-4333. 314-887-4333. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-887-4333.
Don't let tax refund worries hold you back. File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Annie Frey is St. Louis conservative.
In the wake of the 4th of July holiday, I saw a lot of videos and stuff of people creating shorts, reels, stories, and they were using Born in the USA. Super pro-America song.
As I understand it, and I've just learned this in the last couple of years, it's not.
It's not.
I've dropped that song from Music for Fireworks for that reason.
I meant to say this is a true story. I meant to read the comment on the air yesterday. I think I even still have it up here in the saved comments. Do I? No, I got rid of it. But a couple people were complimenting your show.
Thank you very much. I put a lot of work into that, so I appreciate when people listen for any part of it.
I'm reading the lyrics here. I don't know the song because I can't stand Bruce. Golly, do you hear that feedback?
Yeah.
Okay, gosh. All right there, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, born down in a dead man's town. The first kick I took was when I hit the ground. End up like a dog that's been beat too much till you spend half your life to cover it up. Now born in the USA. I was born in the USA, blah, blah, blah. Got in a little hometown jam. So they put a rifle in my hand, send me off to a foreign land to go kill the yellow man.
Oh, yeah?
I guess this is a Vietnam situation.
I guess.
Born in the USA, blah, blah, blah. Come back home to the refinery. Hiring man says, son, if it was up to me, went down to see my VA man. He said, son, don't you understand now? I had a brother at Khe Sanh fighting off the Viet Cong. They're still here. He's all gone now. He had a woman he loved in Saigon. I got a picture of him in her arms now, down in the shadow of the penitentiary, out by the gas fires of the refinery. I'm 10 years burning down the road, nowhere to run, nowhere to go. Born in the USA. Well, I'm cool rocking daddy in the USA now. 1, 2.
Sounds more like a Vietnam protest song than anything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people who, I don't know, I kind of was heartened by the idea that a lot of people were putting out pro-USA content, whether they understood that Born in the USA was pro-USA or not pro-USA.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Springsteen, man, I don't understand being somebody who has had the success that he has had and using it to crap on the United States of America the way he does. That just doesn't make sense to me. Now, it's a different life perspective, I suppose. And if you've got a platform and you see something that you deem to be wrong and you want to right that wrong and you use your platform to do it, that's American too. So I'm not saying, I don't know. I just feel like there's some of these people who are so miserable and it's almost like they've tried to out-intellectual themselves into having a purpose. Maybe there's a little bit of a complex about having so much success and comparing the fact that your success has been so significant in this country that other people don't have that success. So maybe you have a little bit of a guilty complex, but like that's a you thing, brother. You think that you're changing things into a socialism kind of way is going to make the middle of the country, middle class American like you and like me better off? Like, screw you for your privilege to be so wealthy that you can casually dabble in the idea of socialism because it would be better for everyone while you sit from your high horse and suggest that life's not fair. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up. Anyway.
Liberals in the 70s through the 90s, man, they didn't know what to complain about. They were trying to find anything. John Lennon was like, imagine all the people didn't have any possessions. And the guy is one of the richest people on the planet. Like, okay, thanks, bud. I appreciate that. And then, like, in the 80s, Star Trek was trying to find a new social cause. And they're like, how about if we go back in time and save a whale? They couldn't find a cause. Everything was pretty good. So they had to make up new causes, push everything into socialism, spend $20 trillion, and then try to pass a bill called the Inflation Reduction Act. Like, you are causing the problems, my friend.
I'm reading. I just told Grok to rewrite Born in the USA to be wildly patriotic and USA loving.
Ooh.
It spit something out right away. I have to go over it before I...
And sing it exactly like Bruce Springsteen, though.
He sounds like a lawnmower trying to start.
Yeah.
Is there a weed whacker?
You kids been good this year?
Leaf blower?
Oh, that's not many.
Is Barstool with us already?
They'll be here shortly.
Oh, crap. We got to go before they hear us.
Before they hear that.
Throw a screeching eagle in there and be like, America. Barstool Sports. Cons from Barstool is going to join us when we come back. He wrote an article in April on barstoolsports.com. Parents getting drunk at Little League baseball games. What's more American than that?
Explain to me something before we hit the break here. His name is Cons?
Captain Cons.
Okay, Captain C-O-N-S.
Cons.
Okay, just making sure.
Parents getting drunk at Little League baseball games and harassing umpires at all across America is the latest stain on youth sports culture. Let's talk a little youth sports. You know, it's one of my favorite things to discuss with Barstool Sports. Cons, next. All right, the Funny Bone is welcoming some great guests back to St. Louis. Have you gone to a comedy show yet? I'm encouraging you to check out these folks who are coming here. Let me tell you a little bit about Guy Torrey. He's going to be at Westport Funny Bone Friday and Saturday. He's a St. Louisan, which is pretty cool. An uncut, unplugged, and unapologetic comedy of professional stand-up. Go to Guy Torrey, Torry, online. Check out some of his stuff and see if you'd like to see him in person. He's been touring comedy clubs all over the world for 30 years plus. Guy Torrey is coming to the Westport Funny Bone Friday and Saturday. Tickets at stlouisfunnybone.com. And, all right, folks, listen up. Robert Baril is coming to the streets of St. Charles Thursday through Sunday. He's been called the sharpest political comedian on tour. Now, he's from the left of the aisle, based on the stuff that I've been looking up online. So we're here to represent everybody. If you want to go see the sharpest political comedian on tour, check him out. His name is Robert Baril. Streets of St. Charles, Thursday through Sunday. All the tickets for your local comedy shows online at stlouisfunnybone.com.
Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from. All that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Hi, I'm Bob Kershaw with Retirement Advisory Group.
Hi, I'm Tammy Kershaw. When we meet our clients for the first time, they have built up a lifetime of savings. Their question is, what can we do with this money so we can live comfortably the rest of our lives? First, we develop a strategy to protect your nest egg from any market losses. Then we build your own personalized structured income plan that will generate you an income the rest of your life. We put you in control of your money.
You've earned it, and it's our job to make sure you enjoy it. Let our team show you how you can have the retirement of your dreams. Call us now at 314-993-9494 for a no-cost, no-obligation retirement review. You will also get a copy of our latest edition book, Your Key to a Worry-Free Retirement. We've been helping retirees and pre-retirees retire with confidence for 40 years. Call us now at 314-993-9494 or go online at retirementkey.com. That's retirementkey.com.
We're asking you today, do you want to live forever? It's a simple yes or no question. Or do you want me to help you biohack your life? The YouTube live chat poll question is, do you want me as your personal trainer?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's a simple yes or no.
You
Get
live
on
on
YouTube.
donuts.
And I know that, but I also am doing pretty good.
And you're pretty happy about it.
I'm doing fine. Do you want my advice? It costs a lot. Let us know on YouTube. 133.
That's not it.
This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
2026 is a big year for America, and we'll be here with you, celebrating every step of the way. America 250 on 97.1 FM Talk, sponsored by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Okay, you guys know that I can't get enough talking about youth sports. As you are familiar with me, I've got 4 kids. My 16-year-old son, he plays 3 sports in high school: golf, basketball, and baseball. My daughter, volleyball, basketball, does track. And my 10-year-old is playing volleyball and basketball. My 5-year-old has informed us that she will be better than all of her siblings once she gets old enough. So we spent a lot of time around the youth sports culture. And there are really incredible things about sports, as a former athlete myself, that I am so excited to expose all of my children to. But being around the travel ball situation and the youth sports culture, there's so much that is left to be desired. And we are going to now welcome Cons from Barstool on to the show, barstoolsports.com. We're excited to have you here. When I saw your article, it was published in April on barstoolsports.com. There's a lot of people listening right now here in the St. Louis area who are going to go, ooh, either guilty or I know people who are like this. Parents getting drunk at Little League baseball games and harassing umpires all across America is the latest stain on youth sports culture. Cons, thanks for being here with us today. It's good to have you.
Annie, thank you so much. I can't relate to you fully yet. My children are 3 and about to be 1, but I'm also a former athlete, collegiate athlete. So I come at it through that lens. And I've only recently started to really hone in on this youth sports culture and how rampant the ridiculousness is. So I appreciate you having me on to chat.
Yeah, brace for impact here. According to my research, you quarterbacked the Army Black Knights football team. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Well, first and foremost, thank you for your service. We're very grateful for that here at 97.1 and the Annie Frey Show. And secondly, what a cool experience that must have been. You know what it's like to compete at a high level, and you know that it takes preparation and dedication, but it also has to be fun. And I see that being sucked out of the life of kids who are trying to play sports when they are youths because maybe the parents' dreams and alcohol consumption's a little out of hand.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. I think let's start with the parents' dreams, because I think, and I'm generalizing here, but I think so often the parents that are driving their kids and think they're doing their best for their kids, they just don't understand because they topped out at, 8th grade basketball and they never played at any higher level than that. So they think, well, if I just get my kid playing one sport, it's Malcolm Gladwell, 10,000 hours, they're going to be the next Alex Rodriguez. And that is just not the case. And you mentioned your kids playing multiple sports. I think that is freaking awesome. I was a football, basketball, baseball guy, swam in the summers, golf. But then the other thing was, whatever kind of sport my friends and I were kind of itching for, we played it in a pickup style.
Yes.
In somebody's driveway, somebody's backyard, a baseball field somewhere. And simple games too, like Kill the Carrier, and you probably can't even say that name anymore.
You can.
Or King of the Hill, where you would try to run up a hill and your friends would just try to throw you down a hill. So all these fun ways to get your athletic thirst quenched, and it just doesn't happen anymore. And these parents, they think, well, my 11-year-old, they're destined for greatness. And I can't imagine at 11, for as much as I loved sports, if I had to go to multiple practices and travel 4 hours, 5 hours to play in tournaments on the weekend, I don't know if that love would have survived.
No.
Maybe it would have, but I don't know.
Yeah. Captain Conn's from Barstool Sports with us here on the Annie Frey Show. The thing of it is, too, and I've noticed this with my son, he's been playing baseball since he was 5 in Little League, a couple years in Little League. Then we kind of did the select ball, but when everything's select, nothing is select. My husband decided to create his own team so that we could be in control of some of the crazy, keep the costs down for the good. We wanted good families who wanted to compete. It wasn't like, give me the best kid, and if you suck, get out of here. You're 7 and you should have made something of yourself by now.
Right.
But for parents, too, and it really creeps up on you fast, you're so afraid that as a parent, you're going to make the wrong decision and your kid's going to get left out. That your kid's going to get, you as mom, you as dad aren't going to have made the choice that puts them in the opportunity to see if they could be really successful by it. There's so much fear that is imposed on families, specifically parents, and then the money. Oh my gosh, the money that it costs to sign up for a select league and then to go, you spend your entire childhood, all your weekends are traveling and staying in hotels. It's a scam. It's a scam for kids these days.
Yes, I am not looking forward to that, and I am holding out hope that somehow, some way, it shifts by the time my kids are old enough to be playing these sports. But I just think back to how my parents were, and they're always very supportive, but not overbearing. And you talk about the costs. You're not going to be able to get the best kids if you're traveling that much and trying to afford hotels. And then going back to my article that I wrote, I think this is where the parents think like, well, I'm making these sacrifices, so I have a right to be drinking during the day on Saturday because I'm giving up my Saturday for my child. Well, you're a parent. You're supposed to make sacrifices for your child. That doesn't necessarily entitle you to then do something as a result. And what sort of example are you setting if by the end of Johnny's triple header that he played in the 98-degree heat, that you're completely hammered and then getting in a car and driving back to that hotel? So there's just like so many angles that make me unsure about the future of youth sports and really kind of upset because, like you said, there's so much to be gained from playing sports.
So much.
Cons, this is Ryan. I've got kids, same kind of relative age as Annie, where they're 12, and 9, so we're right in the thick of the sports. Do you think it would help to have every parent sign a waiver that says, I understand that there is a 0.0006% chance that my child goes pro? Because that has helped me a lot in the perspective.
Yes. So I will say, like, that's where I kind of, it really is a delicate dance, I think, as a parent, because you look at the statistics, and not even pro, but the statistics of a child playing a sport in college is minuscule. So you have to keep that in the back of your mind, all the while encouraging your child to do the best that they can. And I don't think you ever want to tell your child, like, hey, man, there's only a 1% chance you're going to make it. So
I did say that to my son.
Before it gets, before we waste too much more money. What do you think, you take up crocheting or something? I don't know. So that's like a really delicate balance because you do want to be the best parent that you can be. But where I think these parents get into trouble is they don't know any better. And then you have these predatory coaches.
Yes.
These predatory gyms that have you thinking at 12 years old, your kid needs to be in a gym doing all these drills and weightlifting and speed training. Do you know how I did speed training at 12? I don't know. I just ran around and chased people. We played games at recess.
Yeah.
And listen, I get that the world, and specifically in this country, things have changed where, for whatever reason, kids are not outside anymore. And my face lights up when I drive by certain parts of my neighborhood and I see kids just outside doing simple games. And that's where you used to get all that quote unquote athletic training and skill development that just doesn't exist anymore. But it is so incumbent upon the parents to step in and be the adults here. And that's the problem. Going back to my original article, is you got parents not making sound decisions.
Yeah, I think that there's not really a precedence for what families have been dealing with right now, because it's been kind of commoditized or industrialized. Kids are now a commodity, and there's a couple grand sitting with every family who doesn't want to be left behind because the other kids are doing it. So you got to do it too, and you got to keep up. It's so stressful to participate in, and it sucks the fun out of childhood. I feel like we're selling our kids like the most precious thing that you have in your lifetime is your childhood. Like when you're talking about the things like, what do you remember from being a kid? You're talking about goofy stuff that you did outside. You're problem solving when you're trying to come up with games or try to create things outside. We're putting it in a hotel room with a 4-game guarantee on a weekend where you paid $2,500 to get into the league, and you're paying another $1,000 just to stay in the hotel all weekend. And the expense is it's not your weekend that's gone. Eventually, you look back and you're like, we spent the whole childhood doing this. And the kids gets to 16 and they're like, I really would rather just do weightlifting. They don't want to even do the sport anymore.
Right. Yeah, they're just completely burned out. I think about the first time I stayed in a hotel for a sport, and it wasn't until high school, and we did a baseball tournament for my high school team up in Cooperstown. And I remember how exciting that was to go away that one time.
Yeah.
But because I was older and I could appreciate that, I don't think that would have been as fun if I was doing it weekend after weekend after weekend with the way these schedules present themselves. Because also, okay, you're done with the game at, 4 o'clock, you go get dinner with the family, and then you're a kid and you're just sitting in a hotel room every night of the weekend. How is that fun? And you're not, it's not like these locations, and I'm sure there's, probably tournaments at like Disney World or whatever, but I'm sure they're in very remote areas where you're just staying in a hotel off the side of the highway. It's not any sort of destination. You're not doing other things while you're traveling. And all the while, you could have just traveled 10 minutes to the town next to you and gotten the same experience.
A lot of times you travel 4 or 5 hours away and you're playing the same teams that are from your county. And it's like, what the heck?
It's nonsense. It's not. And then do you find that like parents are saying, other parents are coming to these realizations like, wait a second, guys, we just traveled 4 hours and we're playing the town next to us. Why did we do this?
Yes.
Are more parents realizing this?
Well, yeah. And, with my son being 16, he plays in the high school team. So he is competing and he loves it. Like I've said to my daughter, who's a very good volleyball athlete, good basketball athlete, I keep saying like, you want to play AAU? You want to go play on a club volleyball team? She keeps saying no. And I said, you need to know that the second that you really want this, you need to come tell me. But I'm not asking you to ever do this. Like this has got to be 100% driven by the kid and the families that are around it. Like I see families spending money on it that I don't necessarily know that can afford it. I know that I would have to move money around in order to afford more club teams for my kids. That everybody, it almost looks like everyone's like, you go first. Like, we got to change the way things are going, but I'm not going to put my kid on the line to change the system. We need people like you that aren't there yet to be like, get together with your friends and say, we're going to do something different.
Right, because what parent is going to allow their child to be the sacrificial lamb to say, I'm not doing that? And it's scary because the hardest thing, I'm sure, as your children grow is to ostracize them from a group.
Yes.
So making them be the isolated person is next to an impossible task, but something I think has to break, and I don't know what that is yet. So maybe I'll start to get to work and try to figure that out.
Well, there's a huge opportunity for people who are in your position who are definitely going to want to participate. It's so great. Sports are so great. I contribute so much of my abilities as an adult, as an employee, as a team, like a coworker, to understanding how to play team sports and to try to succeed and to better myself. One last question before we let you go. We're speaking with Captain Cons from Barstool Sports. Surrounds the World Cup and the way the youth sports culture is in the United States. Now, we don't do soccer in my house. There's a lot of baseball, a lot of volleyball, a lot of basketball, but it's kind of like most American houses. Honestly, we're all kind of coming to that realization. But there's some criticism about the way we cultivate talent in our country, and that the commoditization of youth sports has made it so that we're not actually highlighting the very best, which is the most ironic thing of it all. Like, you think you're getting into these travel sports, these high dollar commitments in these clubs so that you can be among the best, but everybody's doing it. So who's the best? How would we even know? And then you get to a situation with the World Cup, and we just don't have the talent at that level that other countries do.
Yeah, I do. I am a firm believer, and you do need to nurture it to an extent, but I am a firm believer that the cream will rise to the top. You can identify, especially once you get to the high school age, you can start to know, okay, who's going to be that person, a guy, that girl that goes and play at the next level. Those people just start to stand out. And a lot of times they start to stand out in multiple sports too. Yeah. That's a key indicator where you see, oh, he has a good football season, and then he goes right into basketball season and he's a starter on the basketball team as well. Those things work themselves out. And as it relates to the World Cup and the youth sports and I can't even begin to try to understand soccer, because thankfully, I got cut from my travel soccer team in 3rd grade, and that's what pushed me to football, which kind of like set me on the course for the rest of my life. So I'm grateful for that. But everything I understand that the discourse has been around about soccer is that we are not getting our best talent. And that goes into, I think, a bigger conversation about this country and the importance that we place. I mean, I'm biased, but the importance we place on like football specifically and how big football is in this country. So if you're a good athlete, you're not going to gravitate towards soccer. You're going to try to go to football or basketball or baseball. So I just think that soccer being like 6 rungs lower on the ladder are preventing our best players. And certainly it's not being helped by the youth sports culture and the way that I don't want to use the word, the way that we grow players to become playing at that highest level.
Well, I am always excited to shine a spotlight on youth sports, because it's one of the most important things that existed in my childhood, but also watching it in my kids' childhood. Definitely don't want to get rid of it, but I want to preserve it. And the direction it's heading right now, I don't think is one that preserves it at all for the kids who need to use that as an opportunity, yes, to grow as athletes, but to grow as people as well. So thank you for talking with us today about it. It's great to have you with us.
Thank you. Sorry, really quickly, I want to say one last thing too. You know what we should ban in youth sports? Parents posting about their kids on social media. Because then there's kids feeling the pressure.
Yes.
Like, I got to do well today so mom can put me on her Instagram story.
Stop
about it.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody wants to watch your kid's 12-year-old baseball game highlights. I promise you.
I have said on the air before that I see these posts from other people, and I don't want to be that person. Not, they're just proud of their kids. I understand that.
Yes.
But I almost am so compelled to even it out that I want to be like, my kid was up in the bottom of the 7th inning in the game. They were down by 1 and the bases are loaded, and he struck out and lost. But I love him anyway. And my kid's like, Mom, don't do that. Please don't do that. Sorry. Tough love, kiddo. Yeah. Thank you for being with us. Please come back. We'd love to have you again.
Would love to join you. Thank you so much.
Take care. Thank you for your service as well.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. That's Captain Cons from Barstool, host of the Bold American podcast on Barstool Sports. New guest to the Annie Frey Show. Love having him on here. Let's take a quick break. Went a little bit long there. The YouTube poll, do you want to live forever? Yes or no? We'll talk about that and your responses on the text line next.
America is that shining city on the hill, such an unprecedented beacon of freedom for the world. People risk their lives to get here, and it's worth celebrating America.
America 250 is sponsored by Paramount Men's Medical Center.
Bill, that's a big smile for an old politician.
I'm thinking about our plan. It's slick enough to make a lobbyist blush. First, we hoodwink voters with Amendment 5. Tell them it's a tax cut. Once they're hooked, we decide who pays the higher taxes.
So it's not a tax cut plan, and we don't get a say?
Right, just swaps who pays the tax, but it does remove 3 voter-passed taxpayer constitutional protections. That lets us levy new taxes on services, increase sales taxes, and even tax home sales. And voters will no longer get to vote on tax hikes.
Higher sales taxes on groceries, gas, service taxes on doctor visits, childcare, and even rent on apartments. Jeez. Taxes could exceed 20%.
Sure, they figure that up to 80% of taxpayers will pay more taxes. Many, hundreds more. Seniors, they'll get hit even harder, but our big donors will cut a fat hog.
The ones getting butchered by Amendment 5 are most taxpayers. I'm voting no on 5.
Paid for by Missourians for fair taxation.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Dial pound law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
I want to talk to you about Greg Hammonds at greghammonds.com. There are 3 good reasons you should talk with Greg. 1, your health insurance premium is too high. Well, Greg saves most people 30 to 60% on their monthly premiums. 2, your deductible is too high. Well, with most of Greg's plans, you will have no deductible or out-of-pocket expenses. 3, your doctor doesn't take your plan. Well, you can use Greg's plan at most any doctor or hospital in the country. If you pay for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, you're on COBRA, or your employer coverage is just too expensive. Call Greg, an expert with over 40 years' experience, at 314-794-7784. That's 314-794-7784. Or go to greghammonds.com. That's greghammonds.com. Greg will customize a plan chosen and managed by you, not the government. Because you don't know what you don't know about your health insurance coverage.
Tony LaRussa here. Men, are you running out of stamina rounding third base? If so, call my friends at Victory Men's Health in O'Fallon, Illinois. Scoring at home is important, just as important as crossing the plate with the winning run. VictoryMen'sHealth.com.
The Annie Frey Show is St. Louis conservative.
Went a little long there with Barstool Sports' Captain Cons, but I like talking to him. I like talking to people that aren't like, let's talk about, I should have asked him, Graham Platner? Big fan? Big loser?
Yeah, I think he's going to probably drop out in Maine, but I think he's holding the pick hostage.
That's what I just said on the break.
That's what Cons would have said.
We have no idea. I don't know his politics at all.
Let's not do that.
I know that he was the quarterback for the Army Black Knights football team, and he served his country. That's all I need to know. He's good with me.
Well, we should ask. Like at the end of a really good interview, where are you at on Trump?
Maybe if we develop a good enough relationship where he feels, I would want to know his honest answer.
Oh, I would too. It's just like the question you would never lead with.
I'm in a back and forth in my YouTube channel comments on some video. I don't even know what video he's commenting on. I assume it's a he. But this person's mad at me because I don't call Trump out. And then I'm like, what do you want me to call? And also because I don't have Democrats on the show. We asked Democrats to come on the show. And in fact, I just told you just this last 48 hours, Brad, that we should have Wesley Bell on to talk about Cory Bush in the primary. So we ask, man, how many times did we ask Cory Bush to come on the show?
Oh, man.
Letitia James, was that the mayor's name?
Of New York? No, that was the AG.
No, you're thinking of St. Louis's mayor?
I guess.
What was her name?
Whoops. We try. We ask. They don't want to talk to us. You've been trying to get Ruben Gallego on the show for a while.
Yes. Yeah, and I met his press person when I was in D.C.
And they were like, oh, he'd love to come on. Prove it.
Nope. Not yet, at least.
Tashara
Jones. I had a face-to-face conversation with her and her personality.
Letitia James is the New York AG.
Yes.
Duh. Whoops. Tashara Jones. I would love to have them on. I wouldn't even be combative with them. I would ask them questions that were like, is there anything that Donald Trump has done that you think is good?
You could let me do the combative questions. You'd come off as good cop.
I should say, and now a combative question from my co-host, Ryan Wiggins, and then we play some really ominous music behind it, and then you ask something supercharged.
And I go, where were you on the night of July 10th?
But you just pick a random date.
Yeah. And July 10th is a tough one because that's almost exactly a year ago.
Oh, I thought you were going to say 2026, which would be in 2 days.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I get people every once in a while be like, you only talk to one side of the aisle. There's only one side of the aisle that'll talk to me. Now, I know I'm small peanuts here in St. Louis, Missouri, in a mid-market radio station in middays. I get that. But Bill Maher says all the time, his own party won't go on his show to talk to him. But the Republicans always say yes. So I don't feel like it's because I'm small peanuts. What?
All right. No, you're onto something there.
I am. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
If you're a business or brand that's still paying for ads people skip or ignore, that's cute. Try a new method of advertising your customers can't mute. Join our mobile movement so you don't get left in our dust because stationary billboards are a bust. Big, bold, loud, and in-your-face advertising that doesn't wait for traffic. We drive through it, bringing your business or brand right to your customers' eyes. You can't delete it. You can't trash it or swipe right. Hell, you can't even ignore it. The answer? The moving billboards, baby. We circulate around any high-traffic venue, capturing people's attention when they're making decisions. Inside stadiums, big brands compete for attention, but outside the stadium, we own the street media. Because in a world that's went mobile, your advertising should too. Try moving billboards. They really work. PinkTiger.ai.
HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com, 314-271-9900. 314-271-9900. You're walking outside around your pool, and there's that concrete that is cracked, and it's sunk a little bit. And now you have a repetitive place to stub your toe, to trip. It's not a good situation, and you really want to get it fixed. But how do you fix something like that? The answer is simple. You call a local guy, Matt Hayes at Home Shield Foundation Repair, and you put your trust into a local team at Home Shield that can fix this in a day. He uses a system called polyjacking. Takes a polyurethane foam, injects it under the concrete, raises it up, levels it out. Your patio is back to pristine order, and you're back walking around with your Mai Tai, enjoying your pool and the sunshine and not stubbing your toe anymore. What a great, pleasant story. And it's all because of Home Shield. 314-271-9900. 314-271-9900. Reach out to Matt Hayes. Tell him Annie sent you. HomeshieldFoundationRepairs.com.
You feel it every time you check out. Prices up, paychecks stretched, families squeezed. That's why Ann Wagner's fighting to get government off your back and out of your way. Wagner passed the largest tax cut in American history, expanded child tax credits, ended taxes on tips, overtime, and Social Security. And Wagner is working to lower costs so families keep more of their hard-earned money. But Ann Wagner knows delivering for Missouri means more than just protecting their wallets. It means protecting our streets as well. That's why Wagner fought to secure our border, deport dangerous illegal aliens, partner with law enforcement, and put predators behind bars and off our streets so our neighborhoods and communities stay safe. Because real effective leadership protects what matters most: your money, your family, your safety. Ann Wagner for Congress.
I'm Ann Wagner, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Ann Wagner for Congress.
KFTK FM Florissant from the Kaufman Townsley St. Louis's Injury Lawyers Studio. Call 314-777-7777.
That's 314-777-7777. Iran might be in for another rough night. Lisa Brady, Fox News, after U.S. strikes over commercial ships being targeted.
The president has said to them very simply, the Strait of Hormuz is going to be open.
And Vice President J.D. Vance says whenever that's violated, the U.S. military will respond.
That's the deal. They can either follow it or they can have exactly what happened to them last night. It's just going to keep on happening until they open up that lane and stop shooting at ships. It's simple.
Vance taking questions moments ago during a stop in Milwaukee as part of an ongoing federal fraud crackdown after the president told reporters earlier he thinks a ceasefire deal is over and suggesting based on Iran's recent behavior, he's not sure he wants to make a deal, but also still defending the mission.
I have to make sure of one thing, that we don't have lunatics having control over nuclear weapons. So we have that now. There's no way they have a nuclear weapon.
Taking questions as he wrapped up a NATO summit in Turkey.
He arrived at the Turkish presidential compound saying how unhappy he was with NATO. President Trump leaves apparently much more satisfied.
There was tremendous unity in that room.
Seemingly pleased at how allies are working towards equalizing defense spending with the United States.
Fox's Jonathan Savage in Ankara. The president notifying Congress he intends to revoke Syria's label as a state sponsor of terrorism. This after a meeting with Syria's new leader on the sidelines of the summit. Lawyers for President Trump are appealing a federal judge's new order that writer E. Jean Carroll can collect more than $5 million awarded to her after the then former president was found liable over sexual abuse and defamation claims. Trump lawyers have argued Carroll can't be paid while a case is still pending before the U.S. Supreme Court, which declined to hear an appeal last month, but the president is asking for a rehearing. Now his lawyers are also appealing today's ruling about payment. In the meantime, America is listening to Fox News.
Point! Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace! You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Lots of places can expose you to identity theft.
Oh, no.
That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity, which is way more than anyone can do on their own. If we find anything suspicious, like new loans or changes to your financial accounts, we alert you right away, all through text, phone, email, or the LifeLock app. Get the alerts that could make all the difference. Save up to 30% with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
It's a good-looking Wednesday afternoon, at least for July by our standards. Sunny skies, still relatively comfortable humidity levels, and 88. Tonight, clear skies, nice evening, 73 for the overnight low. Thursday, partly sunny. It's a little hotter Thursday afternoon, 93, but the humidity level's still okay. Scattered showers and thunderstorms late Thursday night, Friday, and Friday night. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The Annie Frey Show is sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation. Time to schedule your air conditioner service. Get not just your AC, but your entire HVAC system checked for $19 a month with the Preferred Partner Plan. And be ready for the first heat wave. AirComfortService.com.
So our YouTube poll for today is asking if you want to live forever, yes or no. I've got some comments here on the YouTube channel. We're taking your text messages as well. 314-241-9797. Nene says on YouTube, in the way this was intended, no, I don't. From a Christian perspective, I'm going to live forever. That's a great answer.
See?
A+. Gold star for you today.
That's what I said when they're in the chime check. There's a lot of ways you can approach this question.
Scooters. Oh, wait. He wants me to ask Kush Desai something. In the 1218 segment of the show, you can check it on the podcast. Sorry, I missed that. I don't know why that was started. Chris says, poll? No way. You'd have to watch everyone you know die over and over again. Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, if that's like the vampire curse.
Eric says, physically, no. I already will be spiritually and possibly physically in my new body given by Christ. I can't say what that looks like. What will your new body given to you by Christ look like?
A lot like this one, but I can handle more insulin.
It's like this one, but it'll work correctly.
Non-diabetic?
Yeah. And everything will be made of candy in my heaven.
Oh my God. I don't know if now's the right time to tell you guys, but he believes in Willy Wonka. Dirk says, I chose no, but should have been yes. I would like to live forever through my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Guys, you guys all, in the words of Ketanji Brown Jackson, understood the assignment. FR says, yes, on this earth, as long as I'm coherent and ambulatory, then On to the next. You got any texts?
In the words of Ketanji Brown Jackson, what is a woman?
Word.
These are texts that actually exist.
Yeah.
This is one from, let's see, PTSD Golf Guy is how he signs. I think because we read something from him that had to do with golf once.
Oh, yeah.
And he just calls himself PTSD Golf Guy. He says, Annie and Manny's, yes, I do want to live forever so I can play golf forever. But I do not want to age forever. I can stop that anytime now. I would like to be like the characters from the movie Highlander without trying to kill anyone. The answer...
It's a really narrow but thoughtful response.
Very thoughtful.
Thank
Very
you,
thoughtful.
PTSD Golf Guy.
The person right afterward says, poll question, no.
Okay. Got it.
That's it. There are a bunch more, but let me search
Bob
for them.
Moore on YouTube says this, which I think is an interesting thought on the question we're asking today, do you want to live forever? Once they figure out how to stop or drastically slow the aging process, that will be the impetus for really colonizing outer space. So Bob is interested in colonizing.
This one says, my eternal life or my acceptance of that fact is out of my hands. So you're going to live forever regardless. The only choice for me is the accommodations, smoking or non-smoking. That's funny. Good job. This person just texted literally as I was talking, so I don't know. I haven't screened it yet. I would like to...
Let's do it live on the air.
Yeah,
It's a great idea.
I would like to live forever. I'm 70 now, and the older I get, I've noticed I can now lift a 100-pound bag of groceries with only one hand. Okay, cool, Steve. Steve says that he can lift more groceries now.
Steve!
Yay! Live vetting.
Brad, you want to live forever?
Like a lot of our...
In the
our
physical sense?
Yeah, in the physical sense, no, I don't. To lose, like the one commenter said, to watch your loved ones die, and ultimately you'd end up being alone because eventually you would decide that pain would be too much, and then you decide not to have relationships because you just know they were going to end.
That's a very sad outlook on this.
So no, I don't want to live forever. Would I like to live to the fullest? Absolutely. Would I like to have aging kind of stop and then have a good, healthy body for the rest of my life? That would be great, but I don't want to live forever.
I've already tipped my hand on this, but I would like to live forever, and I would like my mansion in heaven to be the Wonka factory. And or have a whole planet that is like that. One of the two.
Now you're dipping into the Mormon world. How many virgins?
This is just
cover
what I
all
want.
the bases.
This is just what I want. And I do want something like that. Have you ever read any of C.S. Lewis's space trilogy?
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh
okay.
my gosh, that's so weird that you say that. Because last night I was cleaning again in my house.
Doing a lot of that.
There's nothing else to do. And I went
dirt apparently
in our piano room, and there was a book sitting on the piano, and it's 2 to 3 inches thick. And I picked it up. I'm like, what is this? And it's C.S. Lewis, the Space Trilogy.
It's the full trilogy? Yeah, that's going to be pretty
thick. The full trilogy. And I'm like, who in this house is reading this book? Sure as heck wasn't me.
Space Trilogy is amazing. Read the first one and the second one, and then tear the third one off and throw it away.
My plan is to take the book to a pool somewhere, lay in a nice chair in the sun in the pool with the book open, but an earbud in that's listening to Fox News with my sunglasses on so it looks like I'm smart.
What? Oh, that's terrible. I was really excited for you for a second.
It's not reading.
Every so often flip the page.
Just pretending to read but listening to Fox News on vacation?
I don't know.
No.
I have a problem.
You do have a problem. Don't do that. Go on vacation, actually read the Space Trilogy.
I wish that I could have brought that book with me so I could take that picture. I'm going to have the sunglasses just below my eyes with my eyebrows raised so that if you were listening right now, you know what's going on.
The first one is called Out of the Silent Planet. The second one is called Paralandra.
Oh, I'm bored.
The first one's fantastic. Second one also fantastic. But in the second one, I reference this because C.S. Lewis has a line there where his characters are influencing basically an Adam and Eve story that's starting on Mercury, I think, or Venus.
I haven't read it.
I don't remember which one. But there's like a new people that are being formed by God on this new planet. And the main character, Ransom, is sent to be kind of like the good angel on the shoulder. And there's another guy that's sent to be the bad angel that are the temptation for this new people. And
Uncle
it's very...
Screwtape?
Kind of. And they say some lines about food in that never have left me. And I can't quote them, but they are very, very profound about eating until you're satisfied and then stopping because you know that's what is right. It's the way C.S. Lewis is such a good writer that the way he writes it makes you go, yeah, that probably is the proper response to food. That if I were in heaven in Wonkaland, that I would probably have just enough candy all the time, and then I would stop because it was heaven.
Harken back to the wise Wiggins in the 1245 Wiggins America segment. No food is bad.
No food is bad.
No food is good.
You
It's how
can
you
walk
approach
around
the food. It's the relationship you develop with the food.
Yeah, you can walk around kicking lollipops.
What would you say that your I'm trying to word. What is your relationship with Valo milk?
Oh my goodness.
Transcendent.
Yeah, I would say complicated.
It's a situationship.
My relationship with Valo milk is deeper than the ocean is in the deepest part of the sea.
He's going to start singing 50s songs, love songs.
It is
candy soda shop songs.
It is higher than the highest star. Valo milk to me is one of the pinnacles of candy creation. And it was made not very far from here in Kansas City, right outside of Kansas City. The family, the Sievers family that created it, did so.
Can we talk about C.S. Lewis
by
some more?
accident. Can you believe it? The Sievers family, they didn't even mean to make what they made. They made it by accident. They were making marshmallow fluff, Annie.
Marshmallow flush.
They were making marshmallow fluff, and they put as the story goes.
Yeah.
One night, somebody guarding the vat of marshmallow fluff got a little tipsy and put a little bit too much of the vanilla in to the marshmallow fluff and made it too creamy. And the next morning, everybody was so mad.
I think you have an unhealthy relationship with Valo.
They were so mad, and they said, "Why did you do this, Carl? You got drunk, and you ruined the batch." And they started tasting it, and they said, "Wait a minute, Carl. I think you're onto something."
What's his name? Carl.
No.
What is your problem? I'm trying to professionally steer this.
Everything
ship
about
right.
that is 85% true, except for the name Carl.
Okay, Yogi Berra. Everything about that is 85% true. What? What is your problem?
I learned that from Russ Sievers III when I went and toured their factory on the day before Christmas Eve, on Christmas Adam. I toured the factory.
We know. And tell us about
wonderful.
The third part of the Trilogy of the Stars by C.S. Lewis or whatever
I don't remember the name of that one. The Space Trilogy's third book. So in the first one, he travels to a planet.
Oh my gosh, he's doing it. Can
and
you
it's
please
like,
help me? Somebody send help.
You don't know where he's at, but ultimately I'm giving away a little bit here. It's not
Ethan?
much. It's Mars. The second one,
I've lost
he
control.
goes to Venus. And you're like, these are two great books. The third one, he goes to England.
You're making stuff up.
No, this is real.
Play the music.
He participates in 1940s British academia. And you're like, what the hell?
No, you're not to C.S. Lewis's books. You're a liar. What's your problem today?
Read them, and you'll know. Take them with you to the pool.
Is this the type of stuff you're going to do when you host tomorrow?
Maybe.
The Annie Frey Show?
Some of it.
Should people listen tomorrow or should they not?
You can probably avoid it and be better for it. But you shouldn't.
I'm placing my fifth child, this show into your hands tomorrow. And on the radio, you're nodding in affirmation. Thank you. This should be good. This should be great for
It's
people.
going to be good tomorrow. I got a whole lot planned.
You have nothing planned.
Okay, fine. I don't have anything planned. But it'll be good.
Oh, my gosh. Annie, you're the skipper and Wiggins is Gilligan. The ship's going to wreck. That says Russell on YouTube. We'll be right back with Ethan.
A
Sports
3-hour
and Local.
tour tomorrow.
Been told that you need a new heating and cooling system for your home. And if you've gotten prices or you're going to get prices, call me. Try to stay away from the word high efficiency or efficiency. If you replace your system now, and it's 12, 15, or 20 years old, you are greatly improving the efficiency just by replacing the old, inefficient unit. Do not be fooled. If you want a common sense approach and you just want your house cooled, I will help you. If you're good with that, call me. One easy number. It's Missouri and Illinois. The easiest of numbers, 314-293-2600. Or on the internet, bartinman.com. That's Bart with a B, Inman with an I.com. God bless.
Listen up. If you have not paid self-employment, business, or individual taxes in years, the IRS will find you. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. I offer real solutions. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call me, Lance Story, today, and let me get between you and the IRS. I'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal, or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. At the Lance Story Law Firm, our practice is focused 100% on fighting the IRS. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Story Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis. Call 314-260-6120 or visit LanceDruryLaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Men, need a clinic that accepts all insurance, including Medicare? U.S. Men's Medical Center in St. Peters does. U.S. Men's helps men experiencing loss of energy, focus, concentration, and low libido. And they accept all insurance, even Medicare, for testosterone replacement therapy. Patients love the staff and the fact that, yes, I'm going to say it again, they accept all insurance, including Medicare. Feel better? Call U.S. Men's Medical Center at 636-244-5333.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, you're not alone. Most importantly, you don't have to live with it. Paramount Men's Medical Center restores men's sex lives in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, even when Viagra and Cialis don't work. Here's Dr. Simovitz, specialist in men's health.
Paramount Men's Medical Center's painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. 98% of patients see instant results right in the office.
Men are now lasting longer than they ever imagined. And the best part, at Paramount Men's Medical Center, your consultation and first treatment are free. Qualified patients even get their testosterone checked free. Call 314-887-4333. 314-887-4333. Take control of your sex life. Call now. 314-887-4333.
Don't let tax refund worries hold you back. File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show. 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative. This segment of The Annie Frey Show is sponsored by All Financial.
Hold up. Check it out. Sports and local.
Ethan's Nice Peas.
Go ahead, Red.
That's what you had me pull that for? I feel so betrayed right now.
I said to Brad, I go,
should
you had
just walk
Ethan
out and
pull it?
protest right now.
It's the president.
Go ahead, Red.
Well,
he said that today. That's so great.
That's the last time that I will pull any audio anytime that anyone asks.
Go ahead, Red.
I heard that. I go, we should play that for Ethan.
10 minutes before the show started, Brad comes rushing out and says, "Hey, Trump just said this and I need you to get it." I was like,
"Sure,
get
man.
What? What did he say?" He's like, "Do you need the question?" He's like, "No, just this." And
Never
I was just
occurred
like,
to you.
"You know what? Whatever."
What's the show doing now?
Go ahead, Red.
Go ahead, Red.
This might be the last day that I host this segment.
I'm going to take some time off,
This
too.
might be
I understand, Ethan. Go ahead, Red.
What do you want us to call you? Brown?
What can Brown do for you?
blonde.
What do we call you, Ryan?
Stupid. So we can't say it on air.
Fighting words.
Man, I'm just joking around. I'm just having fun.
Me too. This is fun. Radio's fun.
It's fun for you.
I'm having a great time.
Go ahead, Red.
All right, not anymore.
I can do this all night, or at least for the next 39 minutes.
I didn't have a good time last night watching the St. Louis Cardinals either. Woof.
I was there.
You were there?
Yeah.
Should have put you in a pitch.
It may have gone better than how it did.
I mean, Torres looked great.
Not saying much, but the Cardinals just 2 days ago, we were talking about, hey, great road trip. Cardinals took 2 of 3 against the Braves and the Cubs, 2 really good teams, and now you got the Brewers coming in. You got a little bit of momentum. Try and ride this out before the All-Star break, and 3 games into this 5-game series, the Cardinals have lost all 3.
That's what happens when you put hope in things.
Well said, Ryan.
That's not true. That's not true.
It's such a serious.
That's not it. That's so terrible. Ryan.
I'm doing TV right now, you guys.
Yeah, we can tell. Not even good TV. Good grief. You look like Milton from Office Space. Somebody get that man a stapler.
Sometimes I wish people would just watch the stream.
Despite holding
you wish people would just... That's the worst advice.
Only that.
For our listeners.
Yeah.
Please listen to the radio and stream it on YouTube and turn it on the app and just do it all at once.
Yep, in different rooms.
It's good for us. Yeah.
Despite holding another lead yet in the first game of yesterday's doubleheader, the Cardinals were not able to hold on. Jordan Walker and Ivan Herrera both hit home runs off of Jacob Mizorowski, who is not only one of the best pitchers in baseball, but also the hardest throwing starting pitcher in baseball. In his last start, I believe he clocked in at 106 miles an hour. So this guy can throw pretty hard. The Cardinals have had their troubles with him in the past, but they got 3 runs off of him, which, for a starter like that, you're pretty happy with. Despite that, he still struck out 11 Cardinals in game number 1 yesterday.
Were the Brewers that good? Were we that bad? Or unfortunately both?
Listen, this Brewers team might be the best team in baseball,
good.
excluding the Los Angeles Dodgers, who, Annie offered the Gateway Arch for just one of their players, and that's just one of their players.
And the Rams money.
That too.
Which would have been glorious to give to Ohtani to take him away from Los Angeles.
By the end of Shohei Ohtani's contract, he will have made almost more than the amount of Rams allocation money that the city was given.
I was trying to be innovative.
Crazy.
I know. That's why I threw in the arch. It's priceless.
That was an active process.
I threw in all the driftwood from the Mississippi.
That you were going to cultivate for him.
And I would have gotten some of it. So I would have contracted most of that out. But
super weird.
I'm sorry that didn't work out for you, Ryan. And then in last night's game, the Cardinals got absolutely walloped. 10-2 was the final score. And as a result, the Cardinals have lost 4 straight games now. And they're going to try to salvage a couple of games from this series. They had to do all kinds of gymnastics with the 40-man roster because they got pitchers injured. They got a lot of games in a very short amount of time. So they brought guys up yesterday. They put guys on waivers after they brought guys up and they threw. It was chutes and ladders yesterday with the 40-man roster. So Michael McGreevy is starting tonight for the Redbirds, 6:45. First pitch against the Brew Crew. Kyle Harrison, who has been very good also this year, is pitching for Milwaukee. So let's hope that the Cardinals can try and right this ship a little bit in a better direction as the All-Star game continues to near. Good news, though, regarding the All-Star game. The Cardinals have had a new addition to the National League roster. Riley O'Brien is going to be pitching for the National League. He is the Cardinals' closer and is tied for the National League lead in saves with 22. Really good story, a guy that the Cardinals traded for a couple of years ago. Cash considerations, did not have to really give up anything for him, had been in most of his career a minor league pitcher. and is, I believe, 31 years old now. So this is a guy that had to wait a long time to get to the majors and finally have success. Had some success at the end of last year, but prior to that, really hadn't done much in the majors. So cool story. Riley O'Brien, his first All-Star game. Congratulations to him. All right, I got a lot of zoo news, guys.
Zoo news.
Zoo news.
I have been.
I don't care what they do on the Reardon Show. We'll do zoo news too.
Yeah, we just want to use their open if that's okay.
Does Sue have an intro?
She does somewhere.
Not for zoo news, but for
whatever.
Sue's
You get the
news.
joke.
No, there's a zoo news.
Is there really?
Yeah,
You've made one?
I think zoo news was Glover's.
There's
show.
insect news. I know
There's
she does
insect
that.
news. I thought there was zoo too.
I've never heard zoo news.
I want to be knockoff Sue's.
Can I get a zoo news intro?
Yeah, it'll take you. You put in a ticket.
Yeah, sound like this.
That's what it'll sound like.
For now.
Red.
Go ahead, Red.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and start off with the St. Louis Zoo recently being voted as the best free attraction in the United States by the USA
In
Today.
the United States.
Wow, is there a better zoo in Europe?
Nah.
Didn't think so.
I didn't think they had those in Europe.
Not possible.
It's with people.
Oh my gosh.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's like that Star Trek episode.
This was by USA Today's 10 Best Readers' Choice Awards. This is the second time that the zoo has won first place in the category. So congratulations to the St. Louis Zoo for that award. And now we got some roster moves going on recently at the zoo that I feel are important to share with the people. There's been some transactions made in the gorilla department. One of the St. Louis Zoo's longtime residents was recently moved to Florida. 21-year-old Bakari was relocated. He's a gorilla, by the way. Relocated to an Association of Zoos and Aquariums accredited institution in Central Florida after breeding recommendations. That is pretty much
That's so
all it
weird.
says.
That's what Ryan's going to talk about in the next segment is breeding recommendations.
Did they send? Now, is he? How old do gorillas get?
What? How many questions did you just start? What's your problem? I say breeding recommendations, you get all nervous.
Well,
Do you need help?
Is 21 prime for a gorilla?
Keep going. See if you can talk higher.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Because I can see a gorilla peaking at like 2.
Well, what I can tell you, what I can tell you,
Not really interested in seeing a gorilla
is that
peeking.
Bakari is going to Florida to start his own family.
Oh,
so I
that's
feel
sweet.
like that would make sense that is considered prime-ish.
It's not very American, though. It seems like an arranged marriage.
Prime mate.
A prime mate.
Bakari was born in 2005, moved to
Give me a
St.
little
Louis
credit.
in 2011, and became a part of a bachelor gorilla troupe in the Jungle of the Apes. And Bakari prepared adult males for the possibility of leading a family in the future, according to the zoo. And then the zoo also put out a statement saying, "We wish Bakari all the best as he steps into this next chapter."
Bakari is a St. Louis primate being moved to Florida?
Yes.
Do you know where?
It just says let's see where
I have an update.
Central Florida is what it says.
Yeah,
An
Animal
association
Kingdom.
of zoos and aquariums accredited institution in Central Florida.
I've been told that Central Florida location is Animal Kingdom at Disney World.
I have been told by a better source that he is going to live in the suburbs of Jacksonville.
Got a nice house out there in the burbs.
Yeah, he's
Wife,
settling
2
down.
kids.
Little 4-bed, 3.5 bath.
He's just trying to start a family.
Yeah.
Get some warmer weather.
Leave him alone.
He took Ryan's breeding tips. And he's like, first, what you got to do is find a nice suburb
The hardest
outside of big
thing-
city.
Just pictured him walking out of his home, tipping
Right.
his fedora.
Tipping his hat, getting in the old 50s car. The hardest thing when I was given Bakari breeding tips is it is entirely pantomime. They do not understand English. I was trying to tell him, here's what you do, buddy.
Maybe you weren't communicating correctly.
I was having a beer. He was having I don't know, poop or something. And we were just talking.
It always goes back to that. It always ends up back there.
He was eating bugs off of his friend. And I
love how we're having this conversation, and the latest YouTube comment is, yeah, Trump's a communist now. Okay. Anyway, carry on.
I don't really have anything else to say.
That's it.
I've said my piece. That
You
wasn't
said more
going
than
anywhere.
your piece. Anywho.
Here's the thing about the zoo though. When they move on from a guy, a 21-year-old stud like Bakari, they don't just stop there.
Nope.
They rebuild.
Yeah.
They keep growing.
It's a rebuilding year for the St. Louis Zoo and the St. Louis Cardinals.
2 new juvenile male western lowland gorillas.
What?
Gus, who is 10 years old, and Bacavo, who is 8 years old, are coming here from Fort Worth.
Bacavo seems
No
like
kidding.
kind of a lazy attempt at a name after you ship Bakari off.
I like Gus.
Gus?
I think that Gus
One of
is
his-
a nice, simple name for a gorilla.
Yeah.
Gus the gorilla.
Yeah.
I think that has a great ring to
Plus,
it.
it's very St. Louis with the pretzels.
Mm.
Uh-huh.
And the pretzel tie-in.
Is he
Get
so-
it?
You guys know I'm the only one going on vacation tomorrow, right? Because y'all are acting like you were mailing this sucker in, and I'm handing this thing over to you guys.
It sounds like the zoo is mailing it in. You know what I mean? There's 3 in a row. 3 in a row, and they're all men.
Brad, let's go to break. Brian's spiraling. Are you okay?
You had to know that bringing in a story about some primates doing it was going to be good
My
content.
kids are listening right now. Kids, cover your ears.
And new cobras born at the zoo.
Cobras? Like
new cobras.
Mustangs? Or?
Lots of new cobras. 10 new cobras.
Oh, no. Hard
born at the
loss.
zoo.
Way to go.
Go ahead, Red.
Well done, Ethan. Thank you.
That's it.
That's
I'm done.
it. He's
Never
out.
again.
All right, we'll be right back. Go vote in the YouTube poll. Do you want to live forever? Yes or no? Back in a minute.
Let's take a break.
Good idea.
Hey, Tom, what are you doing on that Amendment 4?
You know, we fought for our freedom and rights. I'm not giving them away without a fight.
4 takes them?
That's exactly what 4 does. For over 100 years, Missouri voters have used our constitutional power to act when the politicians refused. I'll be darned if I'm voting to pass on less freedom and power to my kids.
And doesn't 4 also kill majority rule?
Yup. Creates minority rule, or just 5% of the most liberal statewide voters in one Missouri congressional district that block any citizen-led reform, making it nearly impossible to pass common-sense conservative citizen ballot measures.
That's crazy town stuff.
And we've needed our citizen ballot measure power to pass some big conservative stuff, like outlawing tax hikes without voter approval, lobbyist reforms, and term limits for career politicians.
No way I'm letting a tiny fraction of liberals derail our conservative power. I'm no on Amendment 4.
Hard no on 4.
Pay 4 buttons or inch, prepare governance.
It is not hard to destroy a college. Last season, the podcast Campus Files brought you stories of fraternity drug rings, stolen body parts, campus cults, and more.
And now, Campus Files is back for another season.
There's a guy screaming into his phone. He's like, I just saw Charlie Kirk get assassinated right in front of me.
Every week is a new episode and a new story.
It was so chaotic. It's almost like a university under siege.
Listen to and follow Campus Files, available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Let's just face it, right? Your home should work for you, not against you. Hi, it's Kim, and if you've been dreaming of a new kitchen, bathroom, or a finished basement, now's the time to call Lakeside Renovation and Design. They're St. Louis's trusted experts in turning houses into dream homes. Just imagine this, a spa-like bathroom, maybe a chef-inspired kitchen, or how about a cozy basement perfect for some movie nights? Their team handles everything from design to installation so you can just sit back and enjoy the process. Visit lakesidearty.com today to start your dream renovation.
As the old saying goes, size matters.
At Morgan & Morgan, we have over 1,000 lawyers and nearly 6,000 people on staff.
But at the core, this is and always has been a family business.
Our family watching out for your family.
Call us or email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even on a Saturday or a Sunday.
And if you ever have a problem, call our mom.
Morgan & Morgan.
For the people and your family.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
Is your home, business, or church looking tired, chalky, or in need of curb appeal? Go Rhino. Tired of painting year after year? Go Rhino. Our unique 3M ceramic technology is perfect for brick, stucco, aluminum, steel, color lock masonite, and more. It's backed by our 25-year transferable warranty to not chip, crack, or peel. Great if you're staying, and even better if you're selling. Our ceramic coating allows you to maintain all of your architectural features. The decision to do vinyl will leave your home looking like a plastic moldy box. With Rhino Shield, in 15 years, your home will still have that, wow, it looks like you just got it painted. We've done large condo complexes, parking garages, pole barns, and commercial strip malls. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. Evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO. or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
The YouTube live chat poll is, do you want to live forever? Yes or no? Simple question. Although, is it? 2:36. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating, Air Conditioning, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Too much sugar, not enough. Somebody get him an oatmeal cream pie.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
25 years strong. 97.1 FM Talk. St. Louis Conservative.
How do we have a respectful conversation about Senator Mitch McConnell?
I think we should just leave respect at the door.
Oh, okay. Mitch McConnell had an event that involved ambulatory services and maybe a month ago or so, and he hasn't really been heard from. He hasn't been participating in public events in any way, shape, or form. But there are instances where people are saying that they have spoken to him. This is a question, I think it was it Hans that I asked the question about, like, what obligation does Mitch McConnell have to the American people, or specifically to the people of Kentucky, to say, I got it, I'm on the job. And apparently he doesn't.
Yeah. There's so much speculation about whether he's alive and all this stuff or whatever. And based on, the weird things about, well, he went in the hospital and then his wife immediately left the country. Went to China, and nobody's heard from him. And they keep saying, well, there's this magic date of August 3rd that he's supposed to get to, that if he gets to August 3rd and they announce, that he actually passed away on August 3rd, that then it wouldn't trigger a special election.
So the way Kentucky addresses a senatorial retirement, resignation, or death is a special election. It's not a situation where the governor appoints somebody. But right now, ABC is reporting that Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear, who I think is going to be the direction that a sensible Democrat Party heads in the next primary, that Andy Beshear is at the front of the race for the nomination for the presidency, if they decide to have some common sense. I think Andy Beshear is electable from the Democrat side. He's not crazy. He's very progressive and leftist, but he's not Gavin Newsom or Kamala Harris or some of these other folks that they've put up in the past. ABC News reports that Kentucky Democrat Governor Andy Beshear sent a letter on Wednesday to Republican Senator Mitch McConnell asking for details on McConnell's health situation after weeks of the Kentucky senator being hospitalized, with few details shared by the senator's team. Beshear wrote in the letter, which the governor's office shared, quote, "Over the last several weeks, Kentuckians have grown increasingly concerned about the current state of your health and well-being and ability to hold office in the United States Senate. As governor, I request that you fully update Kentuckians regarding the current status of your health. I believe this requires clear communication about one's ability to serve." Beshear wrote that public office holders have made a commitment to our constituents to do our best to represent them and to always be transparent. This is Mark Cox's fifth paragraph rule. This is the paragraph. He also wished him a speedy recovery.
Okay.
ABC News reached out to McConnell's office about the letter and didn't receive an immediate response. Beshear and McConnell are far apart ideologically, although they have worked together on some issues. The governor said last week that he had not gotten any updates on McConnell's condition. If McConnell's seat were to become vacant, Beshear would likely have to set up a special election to fill it, although that could depend on timing. McConnell's seat is also up for election this year, but he is not running for re-election. Kentucky lawmakers previously passed legislation that blocked the governor from having the ability to appoint a temporary replacement. The letter came amid questions over the longtime senator's health. A spokesperson for McConnell just confirmed the senator had been hospitalized on June 14th. So 3 weeks ago, for an unknown condition. His office has not provided many updates, though they said McConnell is continuing his recovery in the hospital. Spokespeople for the lawmakers told ABC News on Tuesday that McConnell has had phone conversations with several Republican leaders as he remains hospitalized. That's an ABC News report by Orrin Oppenheim. More from the voice that I think a lot of people was interested in that response. Scott Jennings tweeted yesterday, I spoke to my old friend Mitch McConnell this morning, the senior senator from Kentucky. He's still recovering in the hospital. We talked for just shy of 20 minutes about Iran, Ukraine, the unfolding situation in Maine, my visit to the TR Presidential Library, Teddy Roosevelt, and even a little bit of Senate history. I told him we want to see him back at work as soon as possible. Now, Scott Jennings is a Kentuckian.
Uh-huh.
As you'll note, his X handle is @ScottJenningsKY. So he came out and said that he talked to him. And I don't have a reason to not trust Scott Jennings. I don't know that Scott Jennings would be part of a game. I don't think he has a reason to need to be. But I've got questions. Don't you think that there should be some answers provided? I mean, I hate to say proof of life, but it'd be a start because right now we don't have any of that. So it's not like you've seen him and he's not doing well.
Yeah. Bashir's request is not unreasonable, although he's asking for his own purposes. But it's the letter itself is fine, and I think that probably should be responded to from the governor of the state. I did not know about that thing from Scott Jennings, though, and hearing that makes me say, oh well, he's probably fine then. I have a lot of confidence that Scott Jennings is not going to make that up.
Mm-hmm.
He seems like a really trustworthy guy. I mean, we run him on this station. Have we talked to him on this show?
No.
Reardon talks to him all the time.
Yeah, he's always been. There's just a little bit of honor among us show hosts throughout the course of the day that Scott Jennings is great, and I wouldn't be opposed. I would love to have him on and talk to him, but he's friends with Mark Reardon, so I've always just kind of let that be Mark Reardon's thing and not try to cannonball into those waters.
He's a St. Louis Cardinals guy.
Yeah.
I know that. Not that any of that means, I'm sure he's not lying about Mitch McConnell then. I just don't get the sense that he's a trustworthy guy. He seems like a trustworthy guy.
As much as you are, assessing anybody who's out there giving feedback at any given time on news and politics, I don't have a reason to believe that he wouldn't be an honest broker.
And just motivations-wise, his career's going in a really good direction. He is doing he's made a name for himself on CNN really within the last couple of years, and he's added a radio show, and lots of markets have added that radio show, including ours. And part of the reason is because he is kind of like a semi-local guy for us. We've talked to him for a while with Reardon, but he's at a stage in his career that you'd ask, why would you go out and create a conspiracy? Like it doesn't behoove him to be like, I think I'll throw everything on the line right now in case this comes out to be not true.
The easy thing for the McConnell office to do is take a picture. He's old. On a good day, he looks old and unwell. But to take a picture, he's holding his thumb up, maybe a newspaper from that day. Just kidding. And he's recovering. And, we wish him well, and he's staying, we're informing him of the news and developments in the Senate. But the senator does need time to recover, and we're going to give him the opportunity to do that with the best care. I'm coming up with a PR statement right here on the spot. Best care from the doctors and nurses at
Vanderbilt.
Which
I think is in Indiana. No, where's Vanderbilt?
Vanderbilt's in Nashville, Tennessee.
I would like to hear from McConnell, specifically from him. But even when McConnell was present on Capitol Hill, he wasn't the guy who you would go to get a cohesive and coherent statement.
No, and there are a lot of people really pushing that if something's happened to him, it needs to be known. And part of the reason that they're doing that is the SAVE Act. I mean, that is a reality right now, is they want that vote for the SAVE Act, and Mitch McConnell is not that guy.
If McConnell can do it, Donald Trump should coordinate with McConnell's office and speak very well of him, smooth everything over, and say, you're going to vote for the SAVE Act. Save his legacy, save his career, if it's savable. Get that SAVE Act vote for McConnell, and let's go. YouTube live chat poll, your text messages when we come back at 314-241-9797. Do you want to live forever, yes or no? We'll be right back.
Hey, St. Louis, this is Brian Kilmeade. You know, I always have a great time when I visit you guys, and I'm coming back this November. So join me, Brian Kilmeade, by getting tickets for the show at The Factory at 971talk.com/events.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon. I'm with Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage, and if you're thinking about refinancing, he has some great advice.
Mark, this is a great time to refinance. If you financed over the last 3 years, you're probably paying a higher rate. Take advantage now. Refinance with the Bagel loan. No closing costs, no title fees, no lender fees, nothing. Bagel looks like a zero, easy to remember. For those of you folks that are waiting on the sideline saying, hey, maybe the rates will go down more, I'm going to wait. Take advantage now. A bird in the hand's better than two in the bush. Refinance. Get the cash out you need. Get a lower rate. Maybe even go from a 30 to a 20 year and keep that payment the same, all with the Bagel loan.
This is a quick process, right?
We close in 10 days. We send a notary out to your house to close, so you don't have to take off any time from work. It's easy. It's simple. Bing, bang, boom. Your home is the biggest investment you're going to make in your life. Deal with somebody local, somebody has a reputation, somebody has accountability. I'm here in town. You can call me or text me after hours, weekends, whenever it's convenient for you.
Call or text Stewie at 314-324-4440 or Google the Bagel loan. NMLS number 226715.
When someone hears the words, "You have cancer," it's one of the darkest moments in their life. Light the Night brings light to the darkness of cancer by uniting survivors, patients, and supporters in the cause to end cancer. Friends, families, and coworkers form a community of hope, raising funds in support of the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Together, we walk with lanterns held high to light the path to cures. Last year alone, the FDA approved 18 new drug therapies and treatments to treat blood cancers. The impact of LLS-supported research goes beyond blood cancer. The discoveries made in blood cancer research have led to breakthrough treatments for many cancers and other serious diseases. When we walk, cancer runs. Join the movement to end cancer today. Visit us at lightthenight.org.
Bill, that's a big smile for an old politician. I'm thinking about our plan. It's slick enough to make a lobbyist blush. First, we hoodwink voters with Amendment 5. Tell them it's a tax cut. Once they're hooked, we decide who pays the higher taxes. So it's not a tax cut plan, and we don't get a say?
Right, just swaps who pays the tax, but it does remove 3 voter-passed taxpayer constitutional protections. That lets us levy new taxes on services, increase sales taxes, and even tax home sales, and voters will no longer get to vote on tax hikes.
Higher sales taxes on groceries, gas, service taxes on doctor visits, childcare, and even rent on apartments. Jeez. Taxes could exceed 20%.
Sure, they figure that up to 80% of taxpayers will pay more taxes. Many, hundreds more. Seniors, they'll get hit even harder, but our big donors will cut a fat hog.
The ones getting butchered by Amendment 5 are most taxpayers. I'm voting no on 5.
Paid for by Missourians for fair taxation.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show on 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis Conservative.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Our YouTube live chat poll for today. Do you want to live forever, yes or no? I think we're all no's on this, correct?
I'm a no.
The earthly version. We all know Jesus, and Jesus loved and saved us, so we will live forever. Somebody commented on YouTube, it's a sobering thought, but spiritually everyone will live forever.
Yeah, and they said the outcome is simply smoking or non-smoking.
Oh, God. set that aside. How long would you like to live? And I'll preface this by saying my grandma, who was the last grandparent I had, she died in 2020 from a heart attack. It wasn't a COVID thing. She lived to be 95 and a half, almost. And I remember her saying one time to me, I'd like to live to be 100. And I just thought to myself, that's an interesting thought, because she was in incredible health, very mobile, very mentally with it. It was very sad for us to lose her at 95, but at the same time, God was like, okay, you're coming home with me. And she went to be with Jesus and with my grandpa and all of the other people who she knows and loves. And that's an incredible thought. But I remember her saying, I'd like to be 100. I'd like to live to be 100. And I thought to myself, yeah, I think I'd like to live to be 102. 100 also. Is there you've both dealt with some serious health concerns throughout your life or earlier in your life. Ryan, do you think about that? Like, I'd like to live to be fill in the blank.
Well, when I was younger, I've told the story before that when I was born, I think my life expectancy was something like 24.
Due to cystic fibrosis.
Because of cystic fibrosis. And every year that I get older, it just extends. And so now I'm 44. Yeah, I'm 44. And I think the life expectancy is in the 50s. So it just keeps going ahead of me. So I have no idea. I've never really been nobody is, but I think it's been much more real for me that nobody's ever promised me a long life. And to be here now and to still be in good health is a miracle. And I'm very thankful. It is
a miracle, right?
It is. It's a modern medical miracle. But if I told my whole story, which I have many times, you'd see the timing of the medical things that came along in my life, and it's miraculous for me. So all that to say, 110.
110.
I don't know. If I can get to
when you get to a certain
85,
age,
90, I will have. That would be a tremendous success. If I get to even my 70s, I think they would say, wow, that's great.
At what age do you get to do whatever you want? You know how you be an old man and you're grabbing booties that are walking by and you're like, he's 102. And they're like, good for him.
Yeah. He's on peyote. Well, he's 102. He's grabbing butts.
What's the age? At what age? Yeah. I mean, good on him.
Yeah.
How can you take away from that?
if you're 102, I mean, you just pinch every butt that walks by.
Old ladies, the same.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a gender thing.
But it's just weird, though. You know, if you get pinched by somebody who's 102, you're not going to slap them, but you're also going to look back and they're going to be grinning and it's going to be weird. Anyway.
You really thought that through. Brad, how old do you want to live to be?
Well, mine is a little bit different. I don't want to live a long life and be alone. And so the thought of, because I don't have kids, I won't have grandkids, that sort of thing. So the longer I live, the less family I'm going to
you can take in Ryan. He'll pinch your butt.
Help.
He'll pinch your butt when he gets to a certain age.
And I'll also go, I may boop. You'll have to change my diapers all the time.
We'll be like Statler and Waldorf. We'll be sitting there just making fun of stuff. Okay, maybe. No, I don't.
Changes?
I don't know. I mean.
He'll be an old man, but from South Park.
Yeah. I don't know what. I've never actually considered how long I want to live because I've never actually considered that I would live that long. I mean, I've had 3 heart attacks, so it has always been my assumption that at some point a heart attack will get me. So I just kind of live each life, each day by day, wherever that day takes me, that sort of thing. I don't know, 85, 90 would be cool, but I don't
90 is kind of bossy.
I don't feel like I want to live super long life.
I think if I got to 90 and they said, "Well, you said this when you were 44," I'd be like, "Wait, give me a couple more.
Let me make a deal."
Yeah, I'm okay.
I think being 100 years old would be great, and I think about living that amount of life does come with some sadness too, because you would potentially see those people close to you, a lot of people close to you pass away, but I don't know. I just think being 100 would be pretty cool. And that's what my grandma said, so I'd like to do that.
Last text I'm going to read for the day. It says, Brad's challenge tomorrow is to book Mitch McConnell on the show for Proof of Life.
For you.
For me.
For you to interview.
I've got some bad news. Ryan already told me he doesn't want any more guests than what I've already got lined up. So
Mitch McConnell's people call.
Yeah. If they call, I'm going to have to turn them down.
what percentage do you want to live forever? What percentage do you think in our poll today is a yes?
Ooh, I think it's going to be 50-50.
Did you look at the results yet, Brad?
No, I haven't.
What do you think the yes is going to be?
Maybe 25%.
70. Are we going to go to break?
Oh, yep.
71% say no. 29% say yes.
No kidding.
It's like a third, a little less than a third. We're 3 no's, but like we said, hey, everybody listening right now, I just want you to know something from us to you. Jesus loves you too, completely and totally. So hold on to that. You're gonna fill in tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Brad is going to book a whole bunch of surprise guests for Ryan, and you're going to want to be here to listen to it, so don't miss the Annie Frey Show tomorrow. Keep it right here, 97.1 FM Talk, The Mark Reardon Show. Next.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Money, sponsored by Ethos.
Summer is here, and it's not too late to create a summer fun budget for the whole family.
Have a family meeting, say that we want to allocate a certain amount of money, and you can tell the kids how much that is for summer fun.
Financial planner Sherry Greco-Rikis says a fun budget also teaches the art of compromise.
We can all have anything we want, not everything.
Plus, you can get a jump on 2027.
To set next year's as well.
I'm Rob Hart.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
If you suffer from burning, tingling, or numb feet, pay special attention as we discuss neuropathy with Dr. Patton, D.C. Doctor, what is neuropathy?
Peripheral neuropathy is nerve damage to the feet and legs.
What are the symptoms?
The symptoms are numbness, burning, tingling, pain, and loss of balance.
Is neuropathy treatable?
It's absolutely treatable, and we have amazing results.
If you have burning, tingling, numbness, coldness in your feet or hands or balance issues, call us at Comprehensive Integrated Health today for a nerve damage screening. The screening will tell if you're at risk for serious complications and if you're a candidate for our cutting-edge treatment program. Don't wait until your symptoms are so severe nothing can be done. End-stage neuropathy leaves people confined to walkers, wheelchairs, and even amputations. The first 10 callers will receive a free nerve damage screening. Call 6